Last Raps Baseball is on the air, and tonight we are carrying the live feed between the Orix Buffaloes and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks from the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. Hang tight, we'll be right back with the starting lineups. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Today, we are bringing you from the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. It'll be the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Orix Buffaloes. And we're first of all going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Fukuoka. Leading off and playing third base, wearing number 23 is Yukio Shudo. Batting second and playing second base is number 68, Masaki Momori. Batting third and playing shortstop is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. In the cleanup spot and in right field is number 9, Yuki Yanagita. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 54, Alfredo Despania. Batting sixth and in center field is number 36, Taisi Makihara. Hitting seventh and playing first base is number 7, Akira Nakamura. Batting eighth and in left field is number 27, Yurizabel Graciel. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 19, Takuya Kai. And they're going to face the left-hander, Sachiya Yamazaki, who takes to the hill with a 5-7 record for the Buffaloes. He's worked 105 and 2/3 innings, allowing 100 hits. He has given up 52 runs. Only 38 have been earned. He's walked 26 and struck out 86, and he's got an ERA of 3.24. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Fukuoka. Now the starting lineup for the home team, the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off and in right field is Kai Nakagawa. Hitting second and playing second base is number 5, Masahiro Nishino. Hitting third and left field is number 7, Masataka Yoshida. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Yataro Sugimoto. Batting fifth and playing third base is number 6, Yuma Mune. Batting sixth and at first base is number 55, T. Okada. Hitting seventh and playing shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 23, Tori Fushimi. And batting ninth in center field, wearing number 0 is Rio Watanabe. And they are going to be facing the ace, or the perceived ace of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks staff. It's going to be Kodai Senga. He has a 9-5 record. He's worked 118 innings, allowed 84 hits. 32 runs, only 26 have been earned. He's walked 37 and struck out 130, and he's got a beautiful ERA of 1.98. So those are your starting lineups, and we're ready to get this one underway as Yamazaki has completed his warm-up tosses, and it's going to be Shudo, Momori, and Imamiya to get things going here in the top half of the first inning. And the first pitch of the ballgame is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is 1-0 to Yukio Shudo. For Shudo, he's batting .288 on the year. He's got 5 homers and 12 runs batted in. He hits from the left side against the left-hander Yamazaki, and there's a fastball swung on. It is looped over to the second baseman, who makes the catch on the run, and that is going to be hauled in by Masahiro Nishino. And Shudo is gone for out number 1 here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Masaki Momori. So 1 up and 1 away as Momori steps to the plate. Momori is batting .253. He's got 6 homers and 30 runs batted in. This game here, as it gets underway, we have a full slate of games around the NPB tonight, and we'll try to keep you updated on everything here. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Momori. So no balls and 1 strike. Mori, another left-handed stick. They have quite a few lefties in the lineup. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole past the diving first baseman and the glove of T. Okada, and it's going to be a 1-out single for Momori as he is aboard here, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Well, for Imamiya, he is enjoying himself one of the finer years at the plate in the NPB. He has the all-time Pacific League record for sacrifice bunts, but he's batting .299 this year. He's got himself 6 homers and 35 RBIs. He had another home run in last night's ball game. He's on quite a stretch here. He's hit 3 home runs in the last 10 days. As he digs in from the right side, waiting on the offering from Yamazaki. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Imamiya. So no balls and 1 strike. This ball game here today is the second of the 2-game set. Yesterday it was the Buffaloes behind the pitching of Yoshinobu Yamamoto that knocked off the Hawks 5-2. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that backs off Imamiya inside. The count goes even to 1-1. Yamamoto knocked off Bando last night. And Jacob Waguespack got his 4th save in relief for the Orix Buffaloes. So the Buffaloes right now are the only team in first place as the Lions dropped that one last night to the Fighters. They are a game behind with Fukuoka. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Imamiya. Last night, Fukuoka was only able to manage 4 hits in that ball game. It was 1 from Momori, 1 from Makihara, 1 from Yanagita, and 1 from Imamiya. Imamiya's was the one that left the ballpark as he hit that solo shot. So here comes the 2-1 pitch, but instead Yamazaki steps off the back of the rubber and flips it over to first base. Diving back in time is the runner Momori safely. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Imamiya. As the lefty Yamazaki gets his sign from his catcher, and now he works to the set position. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in. There goes the runner, and it's not going to be in time to throw to second base. Momori has got himself a stolen base. We got Diggs BTW, who is joining us on Twitch. How's it going? Appreciate you for stopping in tonight. So Momori is now the runner at second with 1 gone here as it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Imamiya. Yamazaki gets the sign from his catcher Fushimi. He nods in agreement as he comes set. He checks the runner Momori at second base, and now he delivers, and it is a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4 to Imamiya. He's going to get himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second, and that's going to bring up Yuki Yanagita. That's stolen base by Momori. That's his 16th of the year. The top 2 hitters in the order, Shudo and Momori, have been quite the table setters for the Hawks. As Shudo has 17 stolen bases, Momori with his 16th now. Able to get themselves into scoring position and be able to get themselves around. So Yanagita steps to the plate. He's batting .269. He's got 17 homers and 63 runs batted in. As the left-hander holds set. And now he kicks and delivers to Yamazaki. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yuki Yanagita. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks are wearing their black tops tonight with their white pants, the black piping down the side. Of course, they have the yellow trim to go with it. There's a fastball that just misses low. The count goes even to 1-1 to Yanagita. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The lefty Yanagita is waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from Yamazaki. As the lefty checks the runner and delivers, it's a fastball that catches the outside corner. The count now goes to 1-2. Yanagita wasn't impressed by that call. We get the replay on that one. That was a nice pitch by Yamazaki. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yanagita. He bats from the left side against the lefty Yamazaki as he checks the side from his catcher. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 to Yanagita. As we said, the other scores from around the NPB, we will keep you updated on all the action tonight. As this game is underway, also underway in the Pacific League, it is the Marines and the Golden Eagles. Of course, the Fighters and the Lions. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. And this ball is going to be gone. A home run for Yuki Yanagita. He goes the other way. That ball was able to stay inside the foul pole down the left field line. And Yanagita just watches that one sail. It's a 3-run homer here in the top of the first inning. And the Hawks are flapping their wings as they are out in front to a 3-0 lead here in the first inning. Ball there, it didn't, at first I wasn't sure it was going to have enough legs as it went the other way, but the ball just kept going and going and going, and it drifted right into the seats there in left field. As we get the replay of it, it was a good job by Yanagita to keep his hands inside the ball to go the other way. And just the way it's positioned, it gets over top of that first layer of seating, and it finds its way into the seats for a 3-run shot for Yanagita. There's the first pitch delivered to Alfredo Despania, and it's fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. So a 3-run shot here in the first inning for Yanagita to get the Hawks out in front. And that's going to be tough because they are sending Kodai Senga to the mound. He has been absolutely electric this year. So the lefty Yamazaki holds, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side, and the count now is 0-2 to Despania. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on this one around and about. We'll be looking at the out-of-town scoreboard throughout the evening. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Despania is disposed of on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara, he's batting .292 on the year. He's got 6 homers and 37 runs batted in. Makihara bats from the left side against the left-hander Yamazaki, who delivers a fastball, catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Even though they have the lefty Yamazaki on the mound, it doesn't shy away from the Hawks putting their lefties in the lineup. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined into center field for a base hit. And Makihara has got himself a single. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. So Nakamura is going to be the 7th hitter to come to the plate here in the first inning. He gets the nod at first base tonight. He's hitting .245 with 5 homers and 40 runs batted in. So Nakamura gets himself settled in the batter's box. Yamazaki picks up the sign from his catcher Fushimi, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Those are the ones I find it difficult to stomach. The catcher was set outside. Fushimi was set up outside. He has to reach across his body to come inside for a borderline pitch, and yet he's still got the call. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that just misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. And that breaking ball looked a whole lot better than the pitch before that was called a strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. As the lefty holds set, now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The lefty Yamazaki leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go again. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As he kicks and fires, it's a breaking ball that drops in, and it's a called strike, and the count's now 2-2 to Nakamura. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting first baseman. As Yamazaki gets the sign from his catcher again, and he's ready to go to work. Now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on, fouled straight back. Keeps the count at 2-2. The lefty Yamazaki reaches for the rosin bag, and he's ready to go back to face Nakamura. 3-0 lead here early on in the early going for the Hawks over the Orix Buffaloes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Nakamura is down on strikes for the third out of the inning, but there's been damage done and lots of it. There were 3 runs in the inning. The 3-run homer by Yuki Yanagita. There were 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Hawks 3, the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We're going to the bottom of the first inning when we return. Hang tight. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody. It is 3-0 for the Hawks. We'll be back with the bottom of the first in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kodai Senga has just completed his warm-up tosses, and it's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Buffaloes. That means Kaida Nakagawa, Masahiro Nishino, and Masataki Yoshida to face the right-hander here in the bottom half of the first inning. All the runs came in the top of the first on an opposite field home run by Yuki Yanagita. I have to say that looked like it was a fly ball that just kept carrying and carrying. Finally left the yard. So here comes the first offering from Senga to the right-handed hitting Nakagawa. He takes a fastball outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Nakagawa batting a cool .300 on the year. He's got 6 homers and 48 runs batted in. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. This is my first time this year seeing Nakagawa in the leadoff spot. We have carried some Buffalo games over the last month, and he's been usually in the 3-hole. Seen him as low as the 5-hole, but he is in the top spot tonight. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count's now 3-0 to Nakagawa. The Buffaloes are in their white uniforms, but it's their pinstripes that they're wearing at home tonight. As we said, the Hawks are in their black tops with the white pants. There's a fastball that misses down. That's going to be ball 4. So Nakagawa begins the game with a leadoff walk for the Buffaloes as he is aboard here. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. So Kodai Senga all around the strike zone, except not being able to quite hone in to where he had to be. I wonder if he would have filled up the zone with some early strikes if he would have got a couple of those late calls there. Nakagawa is aboard with a leadoff walk, and Nishino steps to the plate. He's batting .250 on the year. He's got no homers and 6 runs batted in. As he steps to the plate, he bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Senga. He waggles the bat. And here comes the first offering. It is a split-finger pitch that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. We mentioned last time when we did the stream with the Buffaloes that Senga has announced that he is going to test the waters to Major League Baseball. He would like to see if he can get a job in North America. He wants to be posted in the offseason. I was trying to give some comparables of who I think that he might be. We got Scott Rotter. I don't know if it's Rotter or Roder back in the house saying hello. We appreciate you, Scott, for being here. Also had Tony in here earlier. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a fastball that misses down. So 6 pitches to start the ball game, and all 6 have been balls from Senga to throw his first strike here. Some command issues in the first inning. He hasn't locked in yet. For a pitcher who has 26 walks and 37 walks in 118 innings this year, this is a little bit uncharacteristic. So 2 balls and no strikes as the right-hander works from the set position. He checks the runner and now delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. Defensively tonight for the Hawks, across your YouTube screens from left to right, it is Yerizabel Graciel in left. The center fielder is Taisi Makihara. Yuki Yanagita gets the nod in right field. Around the horn from first to third, it's Akira Nakamura. The second baseman is Masaki Momori. The shortstop is Kenta Imamiya. And at third, it's Yukio Shudo tonight. Here comes the 2-1 pitch now from Senga. That's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is now 3-1. The battery, of course, for the Hawks is Kodai Senga and Takuya Kai. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Nishino as Masataka Yoshida waits his turn on deck. So Nishino waggling the bat as he's waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Senga. Works in the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 3-2 to Nishino. So a nice piece of defensive hitting there by Nishino. It was one of those type of ones that looked like he was just going to be happy to go the other way with. As the right-hander Senga is still having some difficulties trying to locate his fastball. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander gets his sign from his catcher Kai. And instead they throw over to first base, and getting back easily in time is Nakagawa. They keep an eye here on the base runner to see if they put him in motion to possibly stay out of the double play. This might be a good pitch to run on here. He's got 1 foot on the turf and 1 on the dirt. As the right-hander gets the sign from his catcher and again throws over to first. I don't know if Scott Roeder is still in here, but I was going to ask him if he was able to get that information last night to be able to find what he was looking for when he came in and was asking for some help in the chat. So here we are. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Is again Senga checks the runner at first base. He holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. We're going to have to wait and see here. I don't know if they got the play at second base. It was a great play by Kenta Imamiya. We're going to see if they're going to go upstairs and have a look at this. It's definitely a fielder's choice. The ball was hit right back to the pitcher. They had to hurry, but Imamiya pulled them off the bag toward the second base side. The return thrown to first was not in time. So that's going to go down as a fielder's choice. It's going to be 1-6 to erase Nakagawa at second base for the first out. They're not going to challenge. It looked like that the shortstop Imamiya had it on time. And that is going to bring up the left fielder Masataka Yoshida. Well, for Yoshida, on the season, he's pulled his average now up to 321. He's on an absolute tear the last month. So there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The longest time, he was sitting right around the 300 mark. He's really been able to pull it together over the last 3 to 4 weeks. It was Go Matsumoto up around the 350 mark, and nobody, until you got to Yoshida, only 2 players in the Pacific League for the longest time hitting above 300. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice, 3-6. To erase Nishino for the second out, Yoshida will reach on that fielder's choice. That is going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Yataro Sugimoto. Well, for Sugimoto, he's hitting .238 on the year. He's got 15 homers and 51 runs batted in. The big fella, he got off to an absolute tragic start for the Buffaloes this year. I think for much of the season below 200, below 180. But now he has really pulled his average up as he's hitting now at .238 on the year. And here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Sugimoto. Right-hander Senga getting his sign from the catcher Fushimi, or check that from Takuya Kai. Fushimi is the Buffalo catcher. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Sugimoto. So both teams in the first inning putting runners on base. So far, the only team to capitalize has been the Hawks, as they've got that 3-0 lead on the home run by Yuki Yanagita. So the right-hander Senga ready to go again as he comes set. He checks the runner, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a split-finger pitch and misses down. It does squirt away from the catcher Kai, but not advancing anywhere is the runner at first base, Sataki Yoshida. Yoshida does have a few stolen bases, but I don't think when I watch him run that he is particularly a threat to steal. He's not the most fleetest of foot. When I watch him run, he rather lumbers around the base paths. He's got some awkward running movement. He's not there, obviously, for his running. He's there for his bat. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Sugimoto stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and one runner left aboard. We are now through one complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the second inning in just a couple moments after this musical break. Glad you could be here. Hang tight. Here is a couple of songs off our channel. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the second inning, and it's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Isabel Graciel, Takuya Kai, and Yukio Shudo to get things going here in the top of the second inning. Off of the starter, Sachiya Yamazaki. Yamazaki had a little bit of challenges there in the first inning, allowing a hit, and then a walk, and then the 3-run shot to Yanagita. It has jump-started the lead here for the Hawks, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Lefty delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The lefty delivers, and there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. These two teams here As we were mentioning last night, it is really bunched up in the standings in the Pacific League. Orix Buffaloes are right now the only team in first place. There's a ground ball hit to third base. It is fielded by Mune as he's backing up. He throws on one hop over to first, and it's going to retire Graciel on a ground out 5-3. Nice job by Mune, flashing the leather a little bit and also the arm. He had to back up on it. He threw off his backside. He's able on one hop to retire the veteran Graciel for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the catcher Takuya Kai. Saying only percentage points right now for the Buffaloes have them, or they've got a full game lead on the Hawks, and it's percentage points of the Hawks over the Lions for second spot. So there's a breaking ball delivered to Kai for a called strike at the count 0-1. Kai hitting below the proverbial Mendoza line. He's batting a $189, no homers, and 22 runs batted in. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. The Buffaloes 7-3 in their last 10 are the hottest team in the NPB right now. Over their last 10 games, the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Chinichi Dragons have won 3 games in a row. It's the longest streak right now, as there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count goes to 1-2. But the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles still lounging around at 3.5 games, and the Chiba Lotte Marines back at 5. Still a very close race. There's the fastball swung on. It's fouled away. It's lifted into the seats over and the first base dugout, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-handed hitting Kai waiting here on the offering from the left-handed throwing Yamazaki, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit, as Kai has got himself a 1-out single. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. Well, for Shudo, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He has popped to the second baseman his first time up. So Shudo ready to do battle here as he faces the lefty Yamazaki for the second time. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. One thing I would say when I look at the batting order tonight, I think of some of the hitters that are here. And I know Shudo's a lefty, and Mamori's a lefty, and Yanagita is a lefty. That you would think that the manager might do a little bit better job of splitting some of these guys up back to back, as the fastball misses down and the count's now 1-1. It's the one thing that when they put their batting orders together, it just doesn't seem like they care about the matchups. I understand that we want guys who can hit. But if you bring in a situational lefty or you bring in somebody late in the game, it's not the worst thing to split some of that up. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. Not sure that Shudo necessarily had the same agreement with the home plate umpire. Yukio Shudo, who gets the nod tonight at third base. Hitting here from the left side. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Shudo. The 23-year-old is in his 4th season, the Fukuoka Ball Club, and arguably having the best year of his career. He's hitting the .288 when he entered the ball game tonight. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on, is grounded back to the pitcher. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's going to be an Orix Buffalo double play. That's going to go down as a 1-6-3 variety. And that will do it here for the Hawks in their half of the second inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was the hit by Takuya Kai, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1.5. It's the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the second inning when we return. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat here for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the second inning. It means Yumamune, T. Okada, and Kentaro Kobayashi to face the right-hander Kodai Senga. It was a fairly efficient inning there for the Orix Buffaloes in that last inning. Defensively, it was the unconventional 3-up, 3-down. So Kodai Senga will be curious to see if he has been able to find some command of his pitches. He did end up striking out Sugimoto to end that last inning. 8 pitches in the first inning were balls from Kodai Senga, as he did throw 16 pitches, so half of them there. And he starts the second inning off with a fastball outside to Yumamune for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Mune. Hitting from the left side, waiting on the offering from Senga. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count's now 1-1. Not sure what the difference between that first pitch and the last pitch. It looked very, very similar. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Mune. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is chopped up the middle. It's fielded by Imamiya. He fires on the run. And that is going to retire Yumamune on a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up T. Okada. Well, for Okada, he's batting 162 on the year. He's got a homer and 9 RBIs. Gets the start at first base tonight for the Orix Ball Club. Okada batting in tonight's in the 6th spot. Okada is a little bit long in the tooth these days. He's, I guess you would call him a 34-year-old. He's been a longtime veteran of the NPB. He broke in 2006. As he pitched it as a fastball swung on it, is belted foul down the right field line. There's a long strike there to Okada. Okada, in his best years, last year he hit 17 homers, but he hit 31 homers back in the 2017 season. He also hit 33 back in 2010. So he's had some juice in the stick, but this year here he's struggled to get it going, and he takes a fastball for a called third strike. Stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by. That's the second strikeout of the ball game for Senga. And that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kentaro Kobayashi. Well, for Kobayashi, he enters the game tonight batting .220 with 6 homers and 31 RBIs. It is actually a decent batting average for Kobayashi. I would think that probably wants to keep it up around maybe .230 by the end of the year. It will show some improvement as he takes the first pitch fastball down for ball 1. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kobayashi. The right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 2-1 to the Orix shortstop. There are going to be games tomorrow in the NPB, and we are 50-50 on being able to do it. If I can keep awake late night, we will call some midweek stuff, as there is a 5 of the 6. There's of the possibly 6 games. There are 5 games. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's drilled into right center field. This ball is going to get over the head of the center fielder off the wall. And Kirbiashi rounding first. He's cruising into second with a 2-out double. The ball was absolutely scorched. So Kirbiashi's got himself a double here with 2 gone. That's going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. It was a really good piece of hitting by the right-handed hitting shortstop, who was able to stay inside and go the other way. Rattled them ball off the wall. Just missed a home run by probably about 2 or 3 feet. The fences in Osaka at the Kyocera Dome are quite high. I should say fence. It's like a padded wall. If I had to give a conservative estimate, I might say that those walls are about 15 feet in height. So that brings up Fushimi to the plate. He's hitting .237 with a couple of homers and 16 RBIs. Buffaloes are looking to get themselves back into this one here. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Tori Fushimi. So the right-handed hitting Fushimi waiting here on the offering from Senga, who delivers a fastball that catches the outside corner. And the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Senga leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. He nods in agreement, and now he's ready to go back to work again. As he works in the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tori Fushimi. The crowd is in full song here tonight. They're cheering their Buffaloes on. They're giving the home team a little bit of encouragement, and here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, but the home plate umpire goes up with the right hands because they feel that Fushimi had went around, and that is going to be strikeout number 3 in the books for Senga, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the second inning. Well, they got no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 2 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments. Glad you guys could make it in here with us, whether you listen live or on delay. We appreciate you all for being here. Here is another Hall of Fame memory. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 3rd inning, and that means Masaki Momori, Kenta Imamiya, and Yuki Yanagita. All 3 of these players were the ones who did the damage back in their half of the 1st inning. As Mamori had singled, he stole second. Imamiya had walked, and it was the 3-run blast by Yanagita that have the Fukuoka Ball Club up 3-0 here. As we are moving to the top half of the third inning. So Mamori 1 for 1 tonight as he takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. 39 pitches in through the first 2 innings for the lefty Yamazaki. As they kick and deliver, it is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Racing back, and this one is gone. A home run. The right fielder, with Nakagawa, he was racing back, and then he pulled up right at the edge of the warning track and watched it sail into the seats. And Mamori has just deposited his 7th homer of the year into the seats in the Kyocera Dome, and that's going to increase the lead to 4-0. As Fukuoka have come with their bats tonight against the rivals from Osaka. That ball got out in an absolute hurry. Somewhat disappointed for 2 teams battling out for first place. The upper deck of the Kyocera Dome is absolutely empty. As there's the first pitch breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kenta Imamiya. Imamiya walked his first time up and came around and scored a run. As here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-1. Just watching that ball sail into the seats, and nobody really there to see it. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that swung on, and this ball is going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Imamiya as the lefty Yamazaki holds set, as he does with nobody on. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted to deep center field. Racing back and on the edge of the warning track, hauling it in, is the center fielder, Ryo Watanabe, and that is going to retire Imamiya for the first out of the inning. So the balls are flying around here tonight, but Imamiya retired for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yuki Yanagita. Well, Yanagita, as we said, had that 3-run shot back in the first inning. He was able to go the other way, and there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Back on the warning track, looking up, and this ball is off the wall. Cruising into second base is Yanagita. Here comes the throw, and it's not in time, as Yanagita is going to get himself a double. He just missed having his 2nd home run of the ball game. That ball, it was a hanging breaking ball that was left up, and he absolutely tattooed that one to right field. We're going to have to get a look at the replay on that. I wonder if they're going to go and take a look at the headset, because that ball there, it looked like it just hit the very top of the wall. I thought it might have cleared over and hit that pink banner on the other side, but Yanagita has got himself a double. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Alfredo Despaigne. Well, Despaigne steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. Despaigne has been playing well lately as well. He's got himself 9 homers and 29 RBIs entering the fray tonight. His average has dipped down to 267. As he's waiting on the first offering from Yamazaki, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Despaigne. We've got our friend TYN in the house, and he says he needs the Hawks to win this game and take back that first place standing. We appreciate you for popping in here tonight. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1 to Despaigne. Well, certainly if they get the win in this one, it would lock them back up in the standings with the Buffaloes. Of course, depending on what goes on in the other one, will dictate a little bit. There is action in the Buffalo bullpen. The bullpens are underneath the stands, so the manager and the pitching coach are looking at whoever they got warming up. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up down the right field line, but it's going to drift into that temporary seating. It's going to run the count to 1-2 strikes on Despania. Already 50 pitches here for the left-hander. So the lefty Yamazaki, he leans in, he gets the sign from his catcher, Tori Fushimi, and now he comes set. Now Alfredo Despania feels that he's taken a little bit too long, and he steps out. So we're going to do this all over again. Now 1-2 strikes. As the lefty holds set, he checks the runner at second. Now Yamazaki delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left center field. Racing hard on it is the center fielder who dives, and he makes the catch. What a beautiful play by the center fielder, Rio Watanabe. Boy, I don't know if you want to take a look at that one. That's probably worth taking a look. Did he trap it or not? But what a fantastic running and then diving catch by the center fielder. There's a lot of real estate out there in certain parts of this ballpark. And Despania had hit it. They were playing him more towards, the center fielder was playing him more towards right center field than anywhere else. And he dives, lays out, and he makes a beautiful grab. He got up and fired it back into second, trying to nail Yanagita, but that was to no avail. And that's going to make it 2 outs here, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Well, for Makihara tonight, he has a single in his only trip to the plate. Here's the first pitch from Yamazaki. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Makihara has raised his season average up to 294. As he waggles the bat, waiting on the offering here from the lefty Yamazaki. Checks the runner, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. So 1-1 strike. Waiting here on the offering is the left-handed hitting Makihara, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that was waved out and missed. Yamazaki took a little bit of something off of that one, and that runs the count now to 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. The lefty holds set. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Makihara is down on strikes for the third out of the inning, but more damage done here for the Hawks in their half of the third. They had a run in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2.5. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with the call right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Buffaloes in their half of the third inning. It means Ryo Watanabe, Kaita Nakagawa, and Masahiro Nishino. It is going to be Watanabe's first at bat of the ball game. He made that fantastic diving catch in center field in that last half inning to rob Alfredo Despania of a potential base hit. So he is batting here against the right-hander Senga for the first time. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. That last pitch was at 96 miles an hour. He's batting .067. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Senga kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses, and the count now goes to 3-0. So this has a very eerie feeling. This is how the first inning started when he faced Kai Nakagawa and walked him on 4 straight pitches. A very similar type feel here. So here comes the 3-0 pitch. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1 to Watanabe. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And there is another breaking ball that drops in, and the count's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Watanabe, as the right-hander nods in agreement, he holds set at the belt, and now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Watanabe is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. That is strikeout number 4 in the books for Senga. Pitch there looked like it was almost like a cutter. Didn't quite call it a 4-seam fastball. It had a little bit of a, wasn't really, I wouldn't even call it a breaking ball, a little more firmer than a breaking ball. It had a little bit of a right to left movement. So that brings the top of the order, Kaita Nakagawa, to the plate. And the first pitch from Senga is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa, his first time up, walked. He was raced on a fielder's choice. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. 4-0, a lead here in the bottom of the third inning for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. They have the lead here against the Orix Buffaloes. Right-hander holds set at the belt, and now he kicks, and he delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. Senga not particularly pleased with that particular call. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Nakagawa. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-2. So the right-handed hitting, Nakagawa waggles the bat, and here's the offering from Senga. It's a split finger pitch. This is down, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander again checks the side from his catcher, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. Nakagawa's going to get his second walk of the ball game. Boy, oh boy, you want to think that you want to make him hit his way on. Pitch there from Senga. Just continue to rise right up in the zone. Well, that brings up to the plate Masahiro Nishino. Well, Nishino bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. As he bats from the left side, as he waggles the bat. Waiting on the first offering from Kodai Senga. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Masahiro Nishino. Nishino entered the ball game tonight hitting .250. So far in this one, for neither side, we haven't had a 3-up, 3-down inning. Well, that's not totally true. We did have one, but it was the unconventional way. It was the second inning, as the Hawks had Takuya Kai had a 1-out single, and then it was a double play that erased them. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Yanagita. Advancing into second base is Nakagawa, and the Buffaloes have something going here with a back-to-back. They walk in a single, as batters have gone on base in back-to-back succession here, and that's going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. Well, for Yoshida, his first time up, he bounced into a fielder's choice. He was left stranded at first base in the first inning. Well, Yoshida, as we mentioned before, has been one of the hotter hitters in the Pacific League. He has been hitting north of 300 for most of the year, but he's taken his game to another level. As he strides in here, ready to face the first pitch from Kodai Senga, two of the better or bigger stars on both of these clubs going head-to-head. And here comes the first pitch to Yoshida as the right-hander holds at the belt, and now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is hit to deep left field, but camping out underneath it is going to be the left fielder Graciel, who makes the catch. That is going to retire Yoshida on a fly ball to left. So that's going to be 2 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter Yataro Sugimoto. Well, for Sugimoto tonight, he's 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time up. He bats here with 2 away in the third inning, with Nakagawa at second and Nishino at first base. So Sugimoto waggles his bat as he is waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Kodai Senga. Senga holds set. He checks the runner over at second. Now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line, just foul. He didn't miss it by much, did Sugimoto. If he would have done that, that would have been trouble, because that would have got at least 1 run in, and who knows, maybe even a second one too, depending on how it kicked around in the corner. As we take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, there is scoring around the Pacific League as the Chibolote Marines have got a 2 spot on the board in the top of the 4th inning. They're still batting with runners on the corners and 2 gone. They now have a 2-0 lead over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Sugimoto is waggling the bat. And now he kicks and fires. It is a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 to Sugimoto. The Saitama Cebu Lions have a 1-0 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. That is in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lions cashed in a run in the bottom half of the 2nd. It was a solo shot by Nakamura. That's what has the Lions ahead. It's Takiya Nakamura. That is his 11th homer of the year. So he's getting hot at the right time as the big fella. There's a split finger pitch that misses outside to Sugimoto, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Sugimoto digs himself back in. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Orix designated hitter. There's 2 gone here in the inning. There's a runner at second, and that is Nakagawa. The runner at first is Nishino, and here comes the 1-2 offering. As Senga kicks and delivers, it is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. As the catcher Kai fields it, he throws to first base, and that is going to retire Sugimoto 2-3 on the strikeout. He is erased for the third out of the inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 3 complete innings. It is the Orix Buffaloes trailing the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys all for being here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half, or the top half of the 4th inning. It is going to be Akira Nakamura, Yorizabel Graciel, and Takuya Kai to come to bat here for the Hawks. They're half of the 4th. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. 55 pitches through the first 3 innings for Sachiya Yamazaki. As the lefty delivers a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count is 1-1. The damage has come on 2 homers in the ball game, a 3-run shot in the first inning by Yuki Yanagita and a solo shot by Masaki Momori. Back in the 3rd inning, as there is a breaking ball that misses, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Akira Nakamura. Yamazaki kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. A soft liner has dropped in front of the left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. And that is going to be a leadoff single here for Nakamura to begin the 4th inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Yorizabel Graciel. Well, for Graciel, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He is grounded to third his first time up. Look at some of the batting averages here for the Hawks. They are certainly one of the better and more deeper hitting teams across the NPB. Put a lot of balls in play, as we do have the manager or the pitching coach coming out, and that looks like it's going to be it for Yamazaki. He has seen enough. As the Buffaloes manager, we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. So Yamazaki's night is done, and that is going to be finished here. A little bit of an eyebrow raiser why they would even maybe let him go out to start the 4th inning. But his night is going to be finished, and we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We'll get you that change after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is the end of the line for Sachiya Yamazaki tonight. He had faced a one batter here in the top of the fourth inning and allowed a base hit to Akira Nakamura, and the manager has come out with the hook to take him out of the ball game. And that is going to be at the pitching line for him. It's not going to be complete quite yet. 3 innings under his belt. He had allowed in the ball game. I've got him for 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned so far. That line won't be quite finished yet. He has walked 1 and struck out 3. He threw 59 pitches, and 40 of them were for strikes. So we do have a pitching change here, and it is going to be Eurizabel Graciel to come on in and to face the right-hander who delivers a fastball for a ball upstairs, and the count is 1-0. A little bit slow on getting the information here, as we are going to give you that in just a moment. As here comes the 1-0 offering to Graciel. As they kick and fire, it is a fastball that misses down and away. And the count now is 2-0. This is Ryota Muranishi, who has come on in relief. He'll be the second pitcher used tonight by the Buffaloes. So Yamazaki really didn't have it tonight. So Muranishi on in relief. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1 to Graciel. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Muranishi on the season, he's got 1 win and 1 loss. This is his 20th appearance. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 2-2. Muranishi, 18 2/3 innings. He's allowed 16 hits. He's walked 12. That's an area of concern. He has struck out 21. He's got an ERA of 2.89. You start getting into a whip of 1.6. That is a bit of a problem. A good whip is about 1.3. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Graciel stood there like the house by the side of the road, watched it go by for out at number 1, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. We've got Jerry Omo in here. He says, last time I was here, Orix sold the under. Well, certainly Orix is doing their part right now. We appreciate you for stopping in. So 1 gone here in the 4th inning. That's going to bring Takuya Kai to the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight. A single his first trip up. He's raised his season average to 192. Bats here with the runner on first and 1 out, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Our friend Tony says they got to be under. Possibly could be the case. The Buffaloes here tonight, of course, it was a tough matchup when you saw Kodai Senga, but I have to say I haven't been impressed with Senga tonight. He's not been sharp. Hasn't been able to get himself a 1-2-3 inning. He's allowed a couple of hits as Takuya Kai tries to square the bunt, but he pulls back as that fastball was up in the zone, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Takuya Kai. A good decision by the right-handed hitting catcher as he pulled back, as that ball had sailed up into the zone. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the right-handed hitter is waggling the bat. The right-hander checks the runner over at first. He works in the set position, and there he delivers a fastball. Off goes the runner down to second. The throw is in time, and they're going to nail Nakamura. It's going to be caught stealing. 2-6 for the second out of the inning. It was a nice throw by the catcher, Tori Fushimi. And a good tag applied by Katara Kirbayashi to retire Nakamura for the second out of the inning. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Takuya Kai. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded right back to the pitcher. It's fielded by Marinishi. He throws to first. That's going to go down as a ground out, 1-3 to end the inning here. Well, it's another unconventional 3 up, 3 down, as it happened in the second inning. There was no runs, there was a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 3.5. It's the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks with a 4-0 lead over the Orix Buffaloes. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Here's some of our Japanese cheerleaders for your enjoyment. Welcome back, everybody. The out-of-town scoreboard, the Saitama Cebu Lions have increased their lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. It is now 3-0. It was a home run early on, a solo shot by Takiya Nakamura. And then Suzuki Genda and Tomoya Mori have now knocked in runs. And that has now increased the lead for the Lions to 3-0. So that brings up to the plate Yuma Mune. So for Mune tonight, he is 0 for 1. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. His average has dipped to 269 as he's got himself those 4 homers and 39 RBIs. There's a first pitch breaking ball that backs him off the plate for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. 49 pitches through the 3 innings for Kodai Senga. Not exactly the most efficient tonight, but he does have himself 5 strikeouts in the ball game. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. The right-hander Senga kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to reach the seats just over the netting down the left field line, and that's going to run the count now to 1-2 to Mune. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. The right-hander Senga gets his sign from his catcher Kai. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep left center field. And this ball is going to be hauled in by the left fielder Graciel. It's going to retire Mune for the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the first baseman, T. Okada. Well, for Okada, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. They're saying that he has pretty much struggled at this point this season. He's the 34-year-old, is not having the years that he's had in the times past for the Buffaloes. He's getting a little bit on in age, and takes a first pitch breaking ball up and in for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Only 1 homer this year, and he's had years where he's hit north of 30 home runs in his career. Hasn't seen that in a few seasons. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Okada will be followed by Kataro Kirbayashi here in the 4th inning. As the right-hander Senga kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Senga holds set at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Okada. And here comes the offering from Senga. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded right back to the pitcher. He fields it. He throws over to first. That's going to be a ground out. 4-3 for the 1-3 for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to Kotaro Kobayashi. Well, that would be a nightmare for the Buffaloes if Senga can start to get into a groove here. That's the 4 outs in a row that have been retired by the Fukuoka right-hander. And so here he is ready to go back at it again. He kicks and delivers to Kobayashi. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Kobayashi tonight doubled his first time up. He sent a ball into the opposite field gap. He's raised his season average up to 222. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And the right-hander delivers a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. As the right-hander holds set, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kobayashi. Right-hander Senga holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded on 1 hop to short. A nice play by Imamiya, who goes to his right. He slides, he gets up, he fields it, and he throws to first. And that is going to do it here. It's going to be a ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning. A sparkling play by the Fukuoka shortstop. And that is going to put the 4th inning to a close, as there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4 complete innings. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate y'all for being here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks here in their half of the 5th inning. That means Yukio Shudo, Masaki Momori, and Kenta Imamiya. You face the reliever here, which is Ryota Muranishi, as he is going to begin his 2nd inning work. And there is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Came in relief and was able to strike out the first batter he faced, and then induced a double play to end the 4th inning. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting third baseman of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. And here comes the 1-1 offering. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Certainly a quiet night here on our stream tonight. I don't know if it was the matchup tonight or if it was maybe the UFC stuff that was going on. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Shudo. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. We are going to be looking at doing tomorrow night the late night stuff, but haven't decided which one it'll be and which game we're going to do. We have to try to get a little bit of rest in, but looks like we're going to try to do some midweek Japanese action all week long. There are games in both not just in the Central League, but also in the Pacific League. As there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. The Swallows and the Bay Stars go head-to-head tomorrow. Be an entertaining game from Yokohama. The Dragons and the Tigers go at it. Probably the game that would be the one that we would love to be able to cover. There's a fastball that misses outside, and Shudo's got himself a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. It's going to bring up Masaki Momori. Probably the Lions and the Hawks tomorrow. That would be a real entertaining matchup, especially if the Hawks win in this ball game here tonight. If the Lions can do their part and win, then it'll be a tie between the Buffaloes and the Hawks for first, and the Lions will be 1 game out looking in. So Masaki Momori steps to the plate. He is 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and a home run. He's also got a stolen base. The home run came in the 3rd inning. It was a solo shot, and they throw over to first base, and diving back is Shudo. Shudo's got 17 stolen bases on the year, and Momori has now 16. This is a very, very fast part of the order here, the top part. Not only are they the table setters, but able to do a lot of things. Here comes the offering. It is the fastball. There goes the runner down to second. The throw down is not in time. Shudo did come off the bag a little bit, but they say that is going to be a stolen base. That's going to be number 18 on the year for him. So against Fushimi tonight, the throw was good by Fushimi, just wasn't in time. They are 2 for 3 in the stolen base department are the Hawks, and I would say they're probably going to continue to run on Fushimi unless he shows us something different. One of the rule changes in Major League Baseball is they said that they're going to increase the base size from 15 inches to, I believe, 18 inches. So that is supposed to make a little bit closer to be able to steal. There's a bunt right back to the pitcher. It is fielded by the pitcher who throws to first base. Nice job by Muranishi. It's going to be a sacrifice by Momori. That's going to retire him 1-4 on the putout. We're going to have to just double check that one. Yep, it was 1-4. He's gone for out number 1, and Shudo is now the runner at third, and that brings up Kenta Imamiya to the plate. So what do you know? Momori singles, he homers, and then he has a sacrifice bunt to go with it. Remember a number of years ago, the head coach at the University of Kentucky was talking about in college baseball that they had a player who was in their program. He hit, I think it was like 16 or 18 home runs. And then I think of those 18 home runs, half of them, he followed up with a drag or a push bunt after that. Well, here comes the first pitch to Imamiya. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The infield is in on the turf, I would say. So because it's all turf, the way it's positioned, they do have lines that indicate where the infield grass would be. So they're all in on the infield. No balls and 1 strike to Imamiya. This game is about to get out of control here. If they allow themselves another run, it'll be very difficult for them to get back in it as the fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2. Always in the fifth inning is where people get excited. They want to find out if there's going to be some more runs or not, because obviously the first 5 innings is where a lot of people like to put their money and play the odds and do a little bit of gambling. So no balls and 2 strikes to Imamiya. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses well off the outside corner. Nice stop by the catcher, Fushimi. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Imamiya. Imamiya will be followed by the right fielder, Yuki Yanagita, who is halfway to the cycle this evening. So here comes the 1-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Imamiya goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to Yuki Yanagita. And when we think about hitting for the cycle, it's not an easy thing in which to do. There have been 76 times in the NPB, history of the NPB, that somebody has hit for the cycle. The last time, it was last year. Shugo Maki of the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars did it against the Hanshin Tigers. As they're not going to let Yuki Yanagita hit, they've held up the 4 fingers and they've intentionally walked Yanagita, and that's going to bring up Alfredo Despania to the plate. So they're going to take their chance with the Cuban designated hitter, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Well, for Despania, he has struck out and he's flown out to center field. 0 for 2. The other cycle last year was by Yasutaka Shiomi. Tokyo Swallow player did against the Amuri Giants. As the right-hander checks the runners, as he is set at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. You look at the number of times that the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks have, as a club, have went for or hit for the cycle. They have had a number of different renditions. They've been around since 1938. They just haven't been always the Fukuoka Hawks, SoftBank Hawks. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count's 0-2. Originally began as the Nankai Club, and then it was the Kaneki Nippon Club. They evolved into the Kinki Great Ring, and then they were the Nankai Hawks for a long time. And then they were the Fukuoka Dai Hawks, and now, of course, currently the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So the catcher Fushimi steps out and he gives his first and third defensive signs. As the runner at third is Shudo and the runner at first is Yanagita. Despania is waiting on the offering, and there's a breaking ball that just misses outside. The count goes to 1-2. Well, in the history of the Hawks, they've had 4 cycles hit, but they've had 7 that they've allowed. In the history of the game, the Yokohama Dana Bay Star organization has had 10 cycles hit. That is the most in the NPB. On the flip side, the Chinichi Dragons have allowed the most. They've allowed 11. There's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away in the other batter's box. Fushimi does a great job of diving to his right to make the stop. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander checks the runner at first, and now he works on the set position, and he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Yanagita. You got to keep him in check. This could be a good pitch to run on here, even though it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander checks the runner over at first, and now he works set to the belt. Here comes the 2-2 to Despania. It's a fastball again that misses way outside. Again, another stop nicely there by the catcher Fushimi, but Yanagita is going to get himself a stolen base as he heads down to second base. They puts runners at second and third. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here. It was a pitch that ended up in the left-handed batter's box, and it was a good read that time. Yanagita probably could have went a couple of pitches before. As we said, Fushimi had to literally lay out in the other batter's box. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Despania looking to blow this one apart. Here's the pitch. And it is the breaking ball waved at and missed, and Despania slams his bat in disgust. He's retired on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. There were no runs. There was no hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 4.5 innings. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments as we are going to be bringing you all the action when we return. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 4-0 for the Hawks. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kodai Senga ready to begin his 5th inning of work as he's going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Orix batting order. It's going to be Tori Fushimi, Yo Watanabe, and Kaina Nakagawa. Face the right-hander here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. As Senga ready to go back to work, he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Senga 63 pitches through the first 4 innings. And one would have to think that if he can get through the 6th and the 7th inning, the Hawks have got a really good chance to close this baby out. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-1. The bullpen is pretty locked down when you get late in the ball game. As here's the 1-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and belted foul down the left field line. It's going to run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fushimi, who waggles his bat. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Senga, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lined foul into the netting just above the temporary seating on the right field line. It's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. For those of you who are interested, the U18 Baseball World Cup is underway in Sarasota, Florida. There were some ball games that were played today. I'll get you on the scores of that one. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. It bounces over top of Kai, goes all the way to the backstop. That's going to run the count 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. There was some issues with rain in the previous day down in Sarasota. There were some games that were washed out. There is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Fushimi on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the center fielder Rio Watanabe. And you look at some of the games that were played yesterday in Bradenton, Florida, the opening round. The Team Brazil beat the Republic of South Africa 7-6. Japan disposed of Italy 6-0. The Americans beat the Netherlands 9-3. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Watanabe. Watanabe tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And here comes the offering from the right-hander. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. The Mexicans knocked off the Australians 9-5. As we said, the Americans beat the Dutch 9-3. That was all in yesterday's action. There is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and Watanabe has literally run through the other batter's box. That one almost screwed him into the ground. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is, as the right-hander Senga. It's the sign from his catcher Kai, and now he works set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Action today down in the, or I should say, I guess now yesterday, the Brazilian team knocked off Canada 3-2. That game was a final. Again, as we said, the opening round, it was Chinese Taipei taking care of Italy 2-1. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and Watanabe is down on strikes for the second time tonight. He's retired for the second out of the inning. He's going to leave it up to the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. The Japanese beat the Mexicans 4-1. And the Americans took care of the South Koreans 8-3 today, as that got their first game of the series going. There are 4 games. Check that, 6 games to be played tomorrow. There's a first pitch, a split finger pitch that was waved at and missed for strike 1, and the count is 0-1 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa today officially does not have a at-bat. He has walked both of his times up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. As Nakagawa's got himself a single, that is going to fall in front of Graciel. And so a 2-out single for Nakagawa, and that's going to bring up Masahiro Nishino to the plate. Well, Nishino tonight, he's been on base twice, but he's 1 for 2. He singled and bounced into a fielder's choice. We are here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is a 4-0 lead for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So batting from the left side here is the second baseman Nishino. The right-hander Senga holds, and he delivers. It is a fastball that's taken on the outside, off the outside corner for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nishino. Waiting on deck is Masataka Yoshida. They can find a way to get on here. It could make it very interesting. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Been keeping an eye on the play of the Japanese players in Major League Baseball, as Kohei Arihara got roughed up today against the Toronto Blue Jays. Arihara has not been the same pitcher since having the Tommy John surgery. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now here comes the 1-2 pitch from Kodai Senga, who holds at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2. Be curious to see how much longer Senga stays in the ballgame. I could see him getting through the 6th and then having the rest of the night off. He's not been the most effective, that's for sure. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander holds at the belt. Now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the left field line. It's playable, but this ball is going to bounce in foul territory just beyond the reach of the third baseman, Yukio Shudo. This is going to be a long strike, and it's going to keep the count at 2-2 strikes. So 2-2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Nishino, as he is waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Kodai Senga. Senga gets the sign from his catcher, and he works set to the belt. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is fielded by the second baseman, Momori, who is moving to the bag. He steps on second base. That is going to race Akakawani fielder's choice to 4 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for out number 3. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 5 complete. It is going to be an extended inning here, as it is 4-0 for the Hawks. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. All the action after this one. There's another one of our Japanese Hall of Fame, or Japanese, actually, cheerleader videos. Hang tight, guys. We'll be back with the top of the 6th after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be starting the back half of this ball game after the little halftime show that they get in the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. The cheerleaders are out making their racket and trying to get the fans involved. It is a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. There are all other games going on in the Pacific League. There's only one game going on in the Central League tonight. Other games in the Pacific League, the Saitama Cebu Lions are holding on to that 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning against the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. 3-4-0 for the Lions, 0-4-0 for the Fighters. In the bottom of the 7th inning, it is the Chibalote Marines with a 2-0 lead over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Something that stands out for me in that one is the Marines are 2-4-1, but the Golden Eagles only have 1 hit. And the Central League game that is underway, the Yakult Swallows scored a run in the top of the 5th inning. They have a 1-0 lead over the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars. 1-3-1 for the Swallows, 0-4-0 for the Bay Stars. That is where they stand in that one. Well, this one here was a 3-run shot in the 1st inning off the bat of Yuki Yanagita that opened the scoring for the Hawks. After a single by Momori, a walk to Imamiya. Yanakita deposited a 3-run shot to the opposite field. And then in the third inning, in the top of the third inning, to lead it off on a 1-1 count, Saki Momori hit a ball into the right field seats to increase the lead to 4-0, and that's exactly where we stand right now. It is 4-0 for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Well, hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Our friend at the living room is in the house. He says he's drunk, and that is good. So he's going to keep us entertained for a little bit here as well. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are waiting for this game to resume the action in the top of the sixth inning. As we said, they like to do what we like to call the Japanese halftime. They take an extended break after the fifth inning. A friend of the living room asked the question, I thought you were doing Cebu. That was last night. This is the Buffaloes and the Hawks, the two teams that are in a battle for the first place supremacy in the Pacific League. There is going to be a pitching change for the Orix Buffaloes as they are going to be going to the bullpen for the second time tonight. They're going to be calling on a left-hander here to come on in relief. This is going to be pitcher number 3. This is going to be the left-hander. It is Nobuyushi Yamada. Yamada is making his 12th appearance of the year. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Taisi Makihara for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So the left-hander, Nobuyushi Yamada, on here in relief. So Yamada kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 1-1. On Makihara. Makihara tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a single and a strikeout. He has 2 trips to the plate. Just looking at Yamada here for a little bit as he has got a record of 1-0 on the year. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is bunted foul. Runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Makihara trying to mix it up a little bit. Trying to grind and find his way on. Yamada only 9 1/3 innings this year under his belt. He's allowed 10 hits, 4 walks. He struck out 14. He's got a fluffed up ERA of 4.82. Originally the 3rd round pick of the Buffaloes back in the 2009 draft. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's a 31. Well, he's checked that he's a 30-year-old, soon-to-be 31-year-old left-hander, as his birthday will fall in about 7 days. Or 8 days, check that, on the 19th of September. And here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Friend of the living room says, I took Fukuoka, so I couldn't be happier than if I had burgers waiting on the George Foreman grill. Might want to check those burgers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field, racing back on it as the center fielder Watanabe, and he's going to make the catch. Now he's going to retire Makihara for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the first baseman Akira Nakamura. Well, Nakamura steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He was erased for the second out of the inning back in the fourth inning as he was caught stealing. So here comes the first pitch from the lefty Yamada. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. The lefty Yamada leans in. He gets the side from his catcher, Fushimi. Now he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Akira Nakamura. The lefty ready to deliver again. He works and he delivers a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side. It's playable. Yumamune over on the warning track hauls it in. That is going to do it here for Nakamura. He has gone for the second out of the inning on the pop fly to Mune. It's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Yurizabel Graciel. For Graciel tonight, he is 0 for 2. He struck out looking his last time up, and he's grounded out to third. So officially 0 for 2 in this one. As he waggles the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the lefty Yamada, who kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Isabella Graciel. The lefty holds set, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to Graciel. So no balls and 2 strikes. Graciel waggling the bat. As the lefty works set. Now he kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball that just misses down and in. That looked like it was a very similar pitch to the last one that Graciel was punched out on strikes. But he did a pretty good job of holding up his swing on that one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the lefty Yamada ready to deliver again. He kicks and he fires. And there is a fastball swung on. It is grounded fair down the right field line. A late call by the umpire to put his hand up. And that is going to be a excuse me single by Isabel Graciel with 2 outs here. He's got a base hit. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Our friend, the living room, says the Boston Red Sox put on a hitting clinic tonight. I took a look, and it was a 17-4 ball game at one point. Well, that's going to be it for Graciel. They're already going to a pinch runner for him here in the 6th inning. It's a bit odd, a little bit early, at least in my mind, that they're already going to the pinch runner at this time of the ball game. So we'll do a double check on it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be Samu Nomura, and that's exactly who it is. As Nomura is in to run, that's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. I thought they might have maybe hung it out at least for another couple innings with Graciel. And here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball from a Yamada, and it's down, and it is hit Kai in the foot. He is going to get himself a base as he's been hit by the pitch. It's going to advance Graciel over to second. It's going to bring the top of the order, Yukio Shudo, to the plate. Just couldn't quite get out of the way as Kai as it hit him on the top of the left foot. So Takuya Kai is the runner over at first base. And Shudo is aboard here. So Shudo 0 for 2 in this one. He's popped out to second base. He's grounded into a double play, and he has walked in his 3 trips. He also has a stolen base as well. Here comes the first offering from Yamada. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yukio Shudo. Everything has gotten going here with 2 outs in the inning. As the lefty Yamada gets his sign from his catcher Fushimi. He holds set at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now quickly 0-2. Our friend in the living room asked the question, do we do any predictions? No, I haven't done anything. I probably will look to do maybe Monday's predictions will be the next round of stuff. Didn't get an opportunity to get that there. That's probably the earliest one. I'm going to have to try to call some midweek games here. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at 0-2 to Shudo. So if I do some midweek games in the middle of the night, that's going to allow me to be able to make some calls, but we'll probably end up doing some stuff. But I have to get my days flipped around a little bit to be able to do that. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's the lefty holds set, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that just misses according to the home plate umpire, and it's going to run the count to 1-2 to Shudo. Boy, oh boy, not getting the home calls here tonight. But upon further review, I have to say that probably did it pretty good. Living room's wondering, where is everybody tonight? Quiet night on the front on Saturday night, it looks like. Maybe it's date night. Everybody had dates. Who knows? There's a fastball swung on. It is lined softly over to third. And Yumamune makes the grab. Is going to do it here for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 5.5. It is the Buffaloes trailing the Hawks 4-0. Stick around, everybody. It looks like we may have a pitching change. A little bit strange here in this one, but the manager has come out. I don't think we're going to see Senga for the 6th. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Well, it might have been a false alarm because Kodai Senga is coming back out, but it is a change at third base as it looks like Yukio Shudo's day is maybe done. Not sure where they're going to go. Actually, Shudo is going to be moved to left field. It is going to be Nomura who goes into third base. Nomura came in to run Yurizabel Graciel. So he is going to stay in the ballgame and play third base. And Shudo is now the new left fielder. So that is going to bring up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the order. It's going to be Masataka Yoshida, Yutaro Sugimoto, and Yumamune. The first pitch is a split finger pitch that misses down to Yoshida for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. It's been a bit of an odd day today. As we said, we have a light crowd in the house tonight. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. We are getting near the end of the summer season, so sometimes there's a little bit of stuff that's going to be left here in the last week or so, and it is the college football season is going on now. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. We did have our poll posted today. We said that Major League Baseball has announced 3 major rule changes for the 2023 season. We asked the question of which rule would you not like to see implemented? So there's a fastball that misses outside. The count's 2-2. The 3 rules that have been implemented by Major League Baseball is the pitch timer, the limit defensive shifts, the balanced infield, the bigger bases. So there's a split finger pitch that misses down and in. The count's now 3-2. So our other options on the poll were no, all the rule changes are great, and then the rule changes are gimmicks, and MLB needs to play ball as is. Ironically, that's about a third of the votes went to that one, but the one that they don't like is the shifting. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and that's going to walk Yoshida for a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. I was a little bit surprised that 38% of the people said we don't want to limit the shifts. So the bigger bases, no, everybody was cool with that. Pitch timer, people seem to be cool with that. It was the limiting the defensive shifts. Don't necessarily want that rule. So let them shift away, say the people. Well, this brings Yataro Sugimoto to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. And here comes the offering. It is a split finger pitch that is down to the way, and the count is 1-0. Our friend in the living room says it was a beautiful night in Windsor tonight. Can't see the same out here. Out here, we've got a little bit of or forest fires, I guess, by Hope. So there was a cloud in the sky. First time really this year, there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. And so with that being said, where the fires were, the skies were a little bit cloudy here on the coast. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Friend in the living room says you've got bigger bases he's not good with, but his bigger gripe is the shift. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. That's absolutely correct. But the one thing I'm not a big fan of is certain teams, especially in the minor leagues, they tell their players not to bunt when the shift is on. I know I had a fella who used to work for me who played in the Boston Red Sox organization. They were explicitly told, if you've got a shift on against you, we don't want you to bunt into the shift. So I'm not sure how that necessarily plays as part of the game. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 2-2. If I see 3 infielders to the right side of the infield and the third baseman is playing at deep shortstop, I might try to bunt the ball down the third baseline, and heck, maybe even push it down the third baseline, maybe even trying to dig for 2. Doesn't make any sense. So here comes the 2 pitch to the right-handed hitting Sugimoto, and it's a fastball that comes inside and almost hits him. It's going to run the count now to 3-2. So Masataka Yoshida is the runner at first. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sugimoto, and Yumamune is awaiting his turn on deck. So the right-hander Senga gets his sign from his catcher Takuya Kai. This is going to be the 94th pitch of the ball game as he holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It is fielded neatly by the center fielder Makihara, and that's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out. That's going to bring up Yumamune to the plate. Well, the Buffaloes are not roadkill yet, but the pitching coach is on his way to the mound to have a discussion with his right-hander. This is really the first sign of major trouble that Kodai Senga has found himself in here tonight. It was a split finger pitch that got left up in the zone a little bit. Ball was spanked into center field and is now going to bring up Yumamune. Yumamune tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and he has flown out to left field. So the right-hander Kodai Senga ready here as the left-handed hitting Mune is waiting here on the delivery from the right-hander Senga. He holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mune. We're talking about scores from around Major League Baseball earlier, and there were certainly some big scores tonight with the Red Sox sticking it to the Orioles 17-4. Pounded out 21 hits in that ball game. That wasn't the only game that went into double digits. There were a few games around the big leagues where there were a lot of runs being scored. There's the pitch to Mune. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Another score line. The Blue Jays beat the Texas Rangers 11-7 today. All of their damage came in the first 4 innings of the game. Really stuck it to Kohei Arihara. New York Mets knocked the Marlins off 11-3 today, yet another double-digit victory. Of course, we mentioned the Red Sox and the Orioles. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Mune. The right-hander delivers it as a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. They go to second for one, back to first, and it's not in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Sugimoto is erased 4-6 at second base for the first out of the inning. Advancing over to third is Yoshida. Mune is safe on the back end, and that's going to bring up T. Okada to the plate. Other double-digit score lines include the White Sox beating the Athletics 10-2, and the Yankees knocked off the Tampa Bay Rays 10-3. They chased their former starter, Corey Kluber, in the first inning. 6th spot by the Yankees. Kluber couldn't even get out of the first. So T. Okada comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's struck out looking, and he is grounded out to the second baseman. So the Buffaloes are looking to get on the board here for their first run of the ball game. As Okada waggles the bat. Right-hander Senga is going to deliver his 98th pitch of the game here. So we are in the top of the 6th inning. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Earlier, I thought about calling a second game tonight, but I don't think that one's going to be in the docket. I'm having a hard time staying awake for this one. It's been not a bad ball game, but there hasn't been the excitement like we had last night. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Last night ball game, side of a Cebu Lions had their chances. Here comes the 2-0 offering as right-hander Senga gets his Aside from Takuya Kai. Keep an eye on the runner at first. Senga now kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. The count goes to 2-1 on Okada. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It's not been an easy night of work for Kodai Senga. We always say that the rule of thumb is 15 pitches or less per inning. Well, only twice in this ball game he's done that, and they've been at 14 pitches. It's been a challenging night for the right-hander. So Senga looks in. He gets the sign from Kai. He's already delivered to Okada. Here comes the 2-1. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. While they do have the open base, one would have to think Kodai Senga wants to be able to take care of Okada here. It's Kotaro Kobayashi who waits his turn on deck. So Senga gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back at it again. He holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 3-2 on T. Okada. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. A right-hander, Senga looking to put away the first baseman for the Orix Buffaloes. Our friend Living Room says, when can we do a live NPB score update? We did one a couple innings ago, so we can do one again at the end of the half inning. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That's going to get a run in as Yoshida has scored. Okada has got himself an RBI single, and the Buffaloes are on the board here in the 6th inning with a base knock and an RBI for Okada. Yoshida scores the first run of the game for the Buffaloes. As Yuma Mune, we'll have to take a look to see if he went around to third or if he was able to hold up over there. So the Buffaloes are now trailing 4-1 here. Not a bad job by Okada. He's had himself a lot of struggles this year, but that is probably going to make him feel pretty good right there. Yumamune was able to go first to third on that knock. So Kodai Senga at 103 pitches. Let him try to finish this out. Kotaro Kobayashi tonight is 1 for 2 against him. He had a double back in the 2nd inning. He's also grounded out. The ball that he hit for a ground out was a fantastic play by Kenta Imamiya, going into the 6th hole to make a backhand play to fire across the diamond to get Kobayashi. The right-hander works set. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kotaro Kobayashi. Friend the Living Room says, did you not have the Cebu game in the schedule, or did I miss on it? No, you missed on it. That was the game last night. Today we have Fukuoka and Orix. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over the right side of the infield. It's booted by the second baseman, Mamori, and then he does a backflip. Not a backflip, or a back somersault. As he was not able to come up with that one. That is definitely going to be an error. So E4 in the books. It's going to cash Yumamune in from third. Stopping at second is Okada. And that is going to now make the scoreline 4-2 here. As things are starting to go a little bit sideways for the Hawks, all Senga can do is kind of chuckle and laugh, especially as Mamori comes back in. That ball handcuffed him. That was probably a tailor-made double play. And then he went to field it backwards, and he ended up doing a backwards somersault. So if anything, it'll make the highlight reels for the wrong reason. It'll be a humorous situation for the Fukuoka second baseman. So that is going to be an error charged to the second baseman, and puts Kobayashi at first. The runner Okada is at second. That's going to bring Tori Fushimi to the plate. Fushimi tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. Neither the 8 or the 9-hole hitter are doing a whole lot of damage this year, but the Buffaloes are still in this one. Here comes the pitch. There is a split-finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Our friend the living room says he likes Cody Ponce's hairdo. I don't think I've seen it. I know he had that no-hitter a couple of weeks ago. The former Pittsburgh Pirate. Our friend Dave at Zero Fox Sports was able to pull a autographed Cody Ponce card out of a box this past week. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Tori Fushimi. So there's one gone here in the last half of the 6th inning. The Buffaloes have cut into the Hawks lead. It's now 4-2 as runners are at first and second. And here comes the 0-2 pitch to Fushimi. Senga holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down. The count is now 1-2. Friend the living room says, I want to get into his videos, but I'm so busy it's hard. I can't do it all. You got to check them out here and there and pop in when you can. Not to mention, it's going to be the NFL tomorrow as the National Football League kicks off its full slate of games. I mean, they did have the season opener on Thursday with the Bills and the Rams. And here comes the pitch. It is a split figure pitch. It misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Fushimi. Job by Fushimi to show some discipline there, watching that pitch get buried into the dirt. This is the one thing that drives me crackers in doing the Hawks games. Every Hawks game I do, it seems like it just takes forever. I mean, we're in the 6th inning. You look around the NPB, there's a couple games that are getting close to being finished. The 2-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to short. Emamiya to second for 1. Back to first, and it's a double play. Oh, wait a minute there. Hang tight. That first base umpire looked like he banged him out, and then he called him safe. I don't know what's going on over there. I want to see that one again. Kodai Senga, well, now, of course, it looks like it's going to be reviewed because the manager for the Hawks is asking for it. I want to see that call by the umpire. It looked like he was calling him out, and then he calls him safe. It was absolutely bizarre. So let's see that one again. Ground ball over to the shortstop, Emamiya. It was a tough play at second. They did beat the runner there. They throw back over to first, and that's exactly what happened. He started to go up with the right hand to call him out, and then the umpire called him safe. That was about as amateur hour as you can get from a top-flight umpire. He goes to bang him out, and then he rules him safe. Why wouldn't you just stay with the call of the banging him out, and then somebody was going to have to be able to do that? Oh, we're going to get the replay as they're going to go to VAR, but we got at least one out here. It is going to retire Kobayashi. at least 6-4. He's going to be retired for the second out of the inning. We're just going to wait to see if Fukuoka is gone. And I think he may be the right call by the umpire, but boy, that wasn't very good. Not sure what we're going to have here. A friend in the living room says he needs some inspiration. He breaks open those packs that we gave him. We're just waiting here. That is a bang call. I don't think either way the umpire, if he would have made a call in either direction. So here they go. He comes out and they rule him safe. So it will be a fielder's choice. It's going to be erasing Kobayashi 6-4. It advances T. Okada over to third. Fukuoka is the runner at first. It's going to leave it all up to Ryo Watanabe. But looks like Watanabe's day is done because Watanabe can't really hit that well. He's not had a very good year. There's going to be a pinch hitter coming to bat for the Buffaloes. Where are they sending to the plate? It looks like it's going to be Yuma Tongu. So Yuma Tongu in to pinch hit here. So Tongu on the season. He's batting .241. He's got 9 homers and 28 runs batted in. You have to say that this game could really turn over here. A friend in the living room says, what about the packs that Jesse and I gave you? Those were worth a break or two at the starter set. I have to be honest, I haven't even done anything with that stuff yet since I've come back. I've just hit the ground running with the little bit of jet lag on the way back, and then also with me hitting the ground running with our work here. So runners are on the corners with 2 gone. There is a pinch runner over at first base. As Tori Fukuoka's night is going to be done, that probably means that Tongu is going to be going behind the plate. At least I would think that would be the case. So here comes the first pitch from Kodai Senga. This is going to be pitch number 111 of the ball game, but now Senga steps off the mound and he's going to pick up the rosin bag and go through this stuff all over again. I'm not sure about the way that they're doing the stuff in Major League Baseball with the pitch clock in between. Especially if you look at all the rules, they talk about throwing over to first base and how much it is. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Now you need to have a Harvard lawyer in your back pocket to be able to administer the rules of the game. It's getting like the NFL. There's a split figure pitch that misses down and away to Tongu, and the count is 1-0. I always used to say about the National Football League, if you have to take time to explain what the rules are, maybe the National Football League has gotten way too complicated. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded. And that is going to be retiring Tongu over at first base. I have to get a look at that one to see if that ended up off the glove of Senga or not. But that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the inning, or for the Buffaloes in their half of the inning. Well, they get back on the board and they cut the lead in half. There was 2 runs in the inning on a couple of hits. There were no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. And that is going to do it here. The score at the end of 6 complete, it is a 4-2 lead for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, who we were thinking were going to be dead in this one. They score 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to take a 3-2 lead over the Chibalote Marines. 3-6-0 for the Golden Eagles, 2-4-1 for the Marines. It is now going to the top of the 9th inning. That game there, it was a big blow by Hiroto Kobakata, who got the start at second base tonight. Hit a 3-run shot in the bottom of the 8th. It's only his second of the season. Put the Golden Eagles up 3-2, and that is where they stand going to the 9th inning. The ball game in Saitama between the Cebu Lions and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, it's 3-0 in the top of the 7th inning. The Lions have that lead 3-5-0 for the Lions, 0-4-0 for the Fighters. The other game that is going on in the Central League, the Tokyo Yakult Swallows have a 1-0 lead over the Yokohama Dada Bay Stars, 1-4-1 for the Swallows, 0-5-0 for the Bay Stars. Well, we do have a pitching change now for the Orix Buffaloes, as they are going to a right-hander. It is going to be Yuki Utagawa, who is coming on in relief. Utagawa has been very impressive this year. 11 ball games he's pitched in. He's 1-1 on the year. He's worked 12 innings. He's allowed 5 hits, 3 walks. He has struck out 19 in those 12 innings of work. And he has an ERA of 1.50. There is a change in center field. Oda is now into center field. So Oda is in. Yuma Tongu is the one that is now behind the plate. So Oda is the new center fielder, and it looks like he's going to hit in the spot where Tori Fushimi had occupied. There's a first pitch fastball that misses down to Masaki Momori for ball 1. The count is 1-0. It's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the order for the Hawks here. They're half of the 7th. Momori is 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a single, a home run. He has had a sacrifice bunt, and he squares the bunt, and he pulls back, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes from Utagawa. So Utagawa holds it set, and here he kicks and delivers. That's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike to Masaki Momori. Our friend, the living room, says the Lions are a good team on a travel day. Yeah, tomorrow is not necessarily a traditional scheduled day. There are makeup games tomorrow, as the NPB will be playing on Monday, and there is a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats and even the count at 2-2 to Momori. Look at the split times of these games. I'm going to start doing that next year just to see how the split times. The first 3 innings in this one took about an hour to play. The second 3 innings took an hour and a half. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. I think that is absolutely interesting sometimes to see the pace of the game. When I had a buddy of mine who used to referee in the International Hockey League before he went on to the American Hockey League and the National Hockey League, used to sometimes go to the games with him on the roads in the IHL. We'd go to Kalamazoo or to Cleveland. They would have teams and get a chance to see him work. And there's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is now 3-2. Anyways, what we would do is we'd go to the games, and I remember after the game in the locker room with the officials, and they always had a supervisor at the game, and they would say exactly how long the periods would be. So if you had a 20-minute period, obviously, how long did it take for the period to go? And it could have been 25 minutes or 26 minutes. And of course, you got to clean the ice in between periods. But you didn't have the TV timeouts like you do here. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line, but that ball is going to drift into the temporary seating. It keeps the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Momori. So they would evaluate the referees on how the pace of the game would go. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the left-handed hitting Momori waits on the offering here from Utagawa. Right-hander now holds set. And now he kicks. Yeah, delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is actually, that's going to run it to ball 4 as Momori is going to get himself a leadoff walk here. Our friend in the living room says he likes live QQ because you get the bizarro commercials. Yeah, sometimes clue in and watch a little bit there. Certainly the commercials from Japan can be highly entertaining. A little bit different twist than what we see here in North America, that's for sure. So that brings Kenta Imamiya to the plate. Imamiya tonight is 0 for 2. He's walked and scored a run. And here's the pitch. It is a pitch that is down in the dirt, and it squirts away from the catcher. It gets all the way to the backstop as it is going to advance Momori over to second base. That's going to be a wild pitch charged to Utagawa. So it was Imamiya squaring to bunt. He pulls it back, and it was actually a pretty, all I can say, it was a pathetic job of blocking by the catcher, Tongu. All he did was just drop the glove down. He didn't even go down to try to make an attempt to block it, and that ball got by him all the way to the backstop. That's a cardinal sin. Anytime a catcher does that, that is absolutely inexcusable at any level of professional baseball. So Imamiya is still squaring the bunt, and he gets it down. It's a good one, and Utagawa fields it. He throws to first. And the all-time leader in sacrifice bunts in the Pacific League adds another one to his total. That is going to go down as a sacrifice bunt, 1-3 for the first out of the inning, and Momori is going to advance to third. It's going to bring Yuki Yanagita to the plate, who has been aboard 3 times tonight. I'd be surprised, though. I don't understand why they would face him. Here's the interesting thing. So Yanagita homered his first time up. It was the 3-run shot. Then he doubled in the third. And then they intentionally walked him to put runners on the corners. Well, right now they've got a runner at third base. I don't know why they wouldn't do the same again to Yanagita. This time they're going to face him. The infield is in. They've got the outfield is straight away to Yanagita. And here comes the first offering. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Friend in the living room says herbal everything. Yeah, it certainly can be the case. That is what you get when you're watching the Asian stuff. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. After this series is completed, tomorrow the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks head home, and they're going to host the Saitama Cebu Lions. That could be a very entertaining game. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Yanagita. Orix Buffaloes travel to Tohoku to take on the Golden Eagles. And then, of course, it is the basement bowl between the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and the Chiba Lotte Marines. Game was going to go off in Chiba. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As Utagawa kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Yanagita is on his way to first. He's going to be retired on a strikeout 2-3. He's out for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Alfredo Despania. Over only 2 games tomorrow in the Central League, the Swallows and the Bay Stars go at it, and the Dragons and the Tigers will go at it. So the Bay Stars and the Swallows, a continuation of the series that's already going on. As we send all the games in the Pacific League, those are going to be the ones where they're heading off tomorrow to play. And here's the first pitch to Despania. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Despania tonight 0 for 3. He's got a couple of strikeouts and has surrounded a fly out to center field. A friend of the living room says, or asked the question, how much do season tickets go for in the NPB? There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. That's a great question that I don't have an answer to. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Despania. He says, do they have box seats and do they offer a sushi bar? And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Despania. Well, the sushi bar, I'm not 100% sure if there's an actual bar in there. I know sushi can be purchased at the games, that's for sure. Box seats. Well, there are luxury boxes that are around the stadiums in different spots. I don't know about all stadiums. I can't think of where they'd be located in Tohoku. Certainly in some of these stadiums, some of the dome stadiums. You definitely see the box seats. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Despania is disposed of for the 3rd time tonight via the strikeout. So they strand that runner at third base. That could come up to haunt the Hawks. There was no runs, there were no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 6.5. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Orix Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We'll carry on with the call of this one after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and it is going to be coming into bat for the Orix Buffaloes. It'll be the top of the order. It's going to be Kaida Nakagawa, Masahiro Nishino, and Masataki Yoshida, the 1, 2, 3 hitters in the batting order. We haven't got any updates. That's the one thing I'm finding frustrating about the game at the Osaka Dome tonight is who are they going to call on in relief? Can't believe I'd be shocked if we saw Kodai Senga come out for a 7th inning of work. It's been below sharp tonight, that is for sure. But we are going to see what the Buffaloes are doing in this one. Is it Senga again? No, it is not. It is going to be a reliever here. It's going to be Ryo Yoshida coming in. Nope. Check that. It's Matsumoto. Ryo Yoshida is a Buffalo. I got to look at the right game sheet. So Yuki Matsumoto is coming into the ball game. It's going to be his 33rd appearance. He is 5-0 on the year. So here comes the first pitch to Nakagawa. It's a fastball that misses down for ball one. The count is 1-0. So Yuki Matsumoto on in relief of Kodai Senga. And here comes the 1-0 offering as he delivers a changeup that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So Matsumoto now behind in the count at 2 balls and no strikes to Nakagawa. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for 3-0. Nakagawa has been on board all 3 times tonight. He's got a couple of walks and a single. He's been all over the base paths. He's 3-0 here. Whatever it is, the ball doesn't like to have him strikes for that one. A friend in the living room says he listened to last night's call and he said, you don't have a favorite. Nope, not particularly. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. Living room says, do you own those cards? That would be from the Steve Rademacher Hall of Fame. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that Nakagawa checks a swing on and fouls it away, and the count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Question is, call the Hanshin Tigers game. We're not going to be calling any other games tonight. But tomorrow we'll have to take a look at something. I may do the Bay Stars. I'm considering doing the Bay Stars and the you called Swallows tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet on that one. I'm going to call another Central League game next weekend. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the right-hander Matsumoto kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over toward first base, and it's going to reach the seats. Count remains at 3-2 to Nakagawa. So the right-hander here, Matsumoto, trying to come all the way back, able to get Nakagawa. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. Matsumoto ready to deliver again as he holds set. With nobody on base, he's pitching from the stretch. And here comes the 3-2 offering. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. Nakagawa is gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. It was a really good pitch by the right-hander. It was a sweeping breaking ball that Nakagawa couldn't hold back on, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Well, for Nishino tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single, and he's bounced twice into 2 fielders' choices. So he is batting here from the left side. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So again, the right-hander Matsumoto falling behind in the count. Our friend breathed deep in the house tonight. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 2-0. He says, Giants versus Cards, over or under 7.5. You mean the Carps? I think that's got to go over that mark. Both of those teams could be a lot of runs in that 7.5. That might be something that you want to take a look at. There's a fastball that's catching the outside corner and counts 2-1. The starters in that one tonight are Yuji Akahoshi. He's got a fluffed up ERA at 4.24, and he's got Atsushi Endo, who has got a 3.32 ERA going for the Carp. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. Usually 7.5. That's a lot of runs to be scored, but with those 2 starters on the mound and the bullpens for both teams being pretty much trash. You might want to dive all over that one. Plus, it's at the Mazda Zoom Stadium. Only the Carp, probably worthwhile that you kick the can at that one. Our friend the living room says loser pitching squads. Yeah, pitching for both of those teams has not been good. There is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Nishino. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitting. Nishino here waiting on the offering from the right-hander Matsumoto. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Our friend Breathe Deep says 6 on the Dragons and the Tigers. And that one's a little bit tougher. It is Akiyoshi Katsuno going for the Dragons. He's 0-3 with a 3.63 ERA. But Junya Nishi, who's 5-3 for the Tigers, with a 3.18 ERA, could be the difference maker there, because his 3.18 ERA against the Dragons might be a lot less. There's another fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count still is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Masataka Yoshida waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Matsumoto holds set. And now he kicks and he fires. It is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. And the battle continues here to Nishino. This is going to be pitch number 9 coming up in this marathon. Yeah, we didn't do any predictions for tonight's game. We don't normally do the over and unders. Breathe Deep's been around for a while. He's been a subscriber, I believe, of this one. I have to go and take a look. So here's the 2-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Nishino for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder Masataka Yoshida. So 2 away via the strikeout. Pitch was a split finger pitch that he kind of dropped down and threw a low 3/4. And the pitch ended up going, instead of traditionally where you see it go down, it was like a horizontal movement, and it went away from the hitter. That was able to retire Nishino for the second out of the inning. Yep, no worries. Breathe Deep has been around. We know him. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. And it is not deep enough, as it's going to go to the right fielder, Yuki Yanagita, and Masataka Yoshida is retired for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board in the bottom of the 7th. We're now through 7 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks leading the Orix Buffaloes 4-2. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys all for being with us. Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles who knocked off the Chibolote Marines 3-2. Three-run homer by Kobakata in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brought them back to put them ahead, and they never looked back after that as Yuki Matsui closed it off in the 9th. Not sure what the delay is here in Osaka. We have a little bit of an extended delay, so we'll look at that out-of-town scoreboard. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Lions have runners on the corners with nobody out. And it is Taka Yamakawa at the plate. 3-0. The Lions have the lead over the Fighters. And the other score, the Swallows have a 1-0 lead in the top of the 8th inning. The Yokohama Dena Bay Stars. So as we wait for the delay here, but we do have a pitching change, as it is going to be number 63 in the ball game for the Orix Buffaloes. This is going to be another Yamazaki in. In this place, it's Sachiro Yamazaki as he is taking over here. Young right-hander in his 8th appearance. So here, not to be confused with Sachiya Yamazaki. It's a fastball swung on and is grounded over to second. A nice play by the second baseman, Nishino, who fields it on the run and he throws to first. That's going to retire Taisi Makihara on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He was also erased, caught stealing after he had that single. And there's the first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakamura. So no balls and 1 strike. As the righty Yamazaki delivers a fastball, it swung on it, has popped up into shallow center field. Coming in on it is Oda. He makes the catch, and just like that, there's 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning. That's going to leave it all up to Sama Nomura, who entered the ball game as a pinch runner for Eurizabel Graciel. Our friend, the living room, says, why are the Cebu Lions fat? There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Nomura. Are you referring to their cheerleaders or to their corner infielders? And so here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that they say that Nomura went around on, and the count now goes to 0-2. Got to say that Sachiro Yamazaki has come in and he is filling up the zone here. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is one efficient inning here as Yamazaki came in and has mowed down the Hawks 1-2-3. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Now through 7.5, it is the Hawks 4, the Buffaloes 2. Stick around. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 8th in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here as we are going to give you another one of our tunes here to keep you entertained. We'll be right back after this.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change as the Hawks are going to the bullpen. It's going to be the right-hander Fuji is coming in a relief here, as he is going to be the third pitcher used by the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So Koya Fuji in the ball game. Fuji has been outstanding this year. 45th appearance of the year after missing 3 seasons, as he spent 3 years with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. The 26-year-old is 4-0 on the year. He's got a couple of saves. He's worked 45 and 2/3 innings, only allowed 13 hits. He's walked 24, though, and he has struck out 65. He's got an ERA of 0.99, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away to Sugimoto for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Sugimoto, Mune, and T. Okada, the heart of the batting order for the Buffaloes, to come to bat here. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm just taking a peek at Fuji here, and he is ready to deliver again here to the right-handed hitting Sugimoto. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Get to know a little bit more information about Fuji, why he missed those 3 years in Japan. I saw him pitch earlier this year, and I've seen him pitch quite a bit, and he looks good. There's the 2-1 delivery, and it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sugimoto. So Sugimoto gets himself dug in. As the right-hander Fuji comes set, he kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yuma Mune, as we said, in T. Okada to follow. So the right-handed hitting Sugimoto waggles the bat, waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Fuji, who kicks and he delivers. And that's a fastball that spiked into the ground, and the count is now 3-2. Nice job there by Takuya Kai. That's one of those ones that you say, well, he blocked the pitch, but he really didn't need to do it. It came up and hit him just underneath the mask and took his mask right off. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is to Sugimoto. Fuji leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to deliver the payoff pitch here to the Orix designated hitter. It's a fastball swung on. It is lined up the middle for a base hit. And Sugimoto is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 8th inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, the Buffaloes are hanging around. As we said at the top of the stream, they are the most consistent team right now over the past 10 games. They are playing 700 baseball in their last 10, 7-3. The best record of any team in the NPB during that stretch. So Sugimoto, the runner at first. Yumamune steps to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded to short. He has flown to left, and he has bounced into a fielder's choice. But he did come around to score the second run of the ball game for the Buffaloes his last time up. So here comes the first offering from Fuji, who kicks and delivers. It's a split figure pitch, waved that and missed. The count is 0-1 to Mune. So no balls and 1 strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Mune. As the left-handed hitting third baseman waits on the delivery here from Fuji. And here comes the pitch. It is a split-figure pitch that is spiked into the ground. A nice stop that time by the catcher, Takuya Kai. The count now goes to 1-1. And Takuya Kai is down on that one. The first one almost took his mask off, and that one there is a little bit more. So it is Takuya Kai who's going to need just a couple moments to walk himself off as he's got the trainer out there with him. Not sure where that one caught him. The first one caught him underneath the mask and took his mask right off. That one there looks like it's got him in the upper bicep of his throwing arm as they are examining him there. So here comes the 1-1 offering as Kai now is ready to resume the action. Mune waggling the bat. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Instead, Fuji throws it over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner. They'll look to see if Sugimoto is still running over there, if they've added somebody in to take his place. He really doesn't matter. The one that matters is the batter at the plate, Yumamune. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. And it is a split-figure pitch, waved that and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mune. As he waits here on the pitch from Fuji. That's another thing about the Hawks here. As I said before, get into the bullpen and the game just slows right down. There's a ground ball hit over to first. It is fielded and it's thrown into left field right by. They've picked it up the left fielder. Here comes the throw to third. It's not going to be in time as Sugimoto goes all the way from first to third. It's going to be an error charged to the first baseman. What a brutal throw. Absolutely disgusting. Akira Nakamura throws the ball into left field. And that's going to allow Sugimoto to go all the way around to third. Yumamune is the runner at first, and the Buffaloes have got some stuff going here. He throws the ball on the run and ends up spiking it. It goes between the legs of Kenta Imamiya. Nice job by the left fielder backing up the play. I believe that was Namura who had picked up the ball and had fired over to third. But they weren't able to get Sugimoto. Nice heads-up base running. That's going to bring a conference to the mound. As the manager, or the pitching coach rather, has come out for the Hawks. So we've got a circus act going on here in the Osaka Dome. or it should be the Kyocera Dome, as I believe is how they refer to it now as. So runners are on the corners. There is nobody out here in the 8th inning, and that brings up T. Okada to the plate. Well, Okada tonight has a single and an RBI to his name, as he knocked in Masataka Yoshida back in the 6th inning. So here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting T. Okada. Okada's got a homer and 10 RBIs on the year. With that hit his last trip up, he's raised his average to 169. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander Fuji. It's a split-finger pitch that misses down in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As I mentioned before, a little disappointing in the Kyocera Dome. There's not a single fan from right center field all the way over to the left field line in that upper deck. And this is a battle for first place. So 1 ball and no strikes it is to Okada. The runner at third is Sugimoto. The runner at first is Mune. There is nobody out here in the last half of the 8th inning. The Buffaloes have a chance to get themselves back into this one. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side. There looks like it's going to be room, but nope, it's going to drift off into the netting. And that is going to run the count to 1-1 on Okada. So 1 ball and 1 strike. If I look at that one again, kind of really had come around the ball and he'd popped it up on the first base side foul. So the crowd is showing their support as they're holding up the towels or the signs for Okada. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, as Fuji delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. One would have to think this is going to be the best opportunity for the Buffaloes to score some runs. I'd like to think that Levon Manello is probably getting a loose in the bullpen for the 9th inning. We really haven't had the benefit of seeing the television monitors to see who's getting warmed up and who hasn't. I would have to think Manello is going to be stretching out, getting ready for the 9th inning, but they got to get through the 8th first to the Hawks. So here comes the 2-1 offering. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Okada gets the sign from his third base coach, as the shortstop or the catcher Takuya Kai comes out and flashes the signs to his middle infield. Similar situation. Got to be careful here with runners on the corners. The Buffaloes going to have any shenanigans in them here to try to steal at least a run, or maybe get another runner into scoring position. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Fuji works set, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And that is going to retire T. Okada for the first out of the inning. So he is gone for 1 away, and that is going to bring up Kentaro Kobayashi. Well, for Kobayashi tonight, he is 1 for 3 officially. He's been on base twice. He reached on the error by the second baseman his last time up. He grounded the short, and he has doubled in this one. So Kobayashi stepping in here, ready to face Fuji for the first time this evening. The double that he had back in the second inning was an opposite field variety. Takuya Kai again out in front of the plate, directing traffic and giving information through some signs. So here comes the first pitch to Kobayashi, who waits on the right side here against the right-hander Fuji. As the righty comes set. And now he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Mune. That's the first time I've seen Fuji throw over, not just tonight, but this year. Wonder if the book will be out on Fuji a little bit. He throws a lot of split-figure pitches. He throws a lot of pitches for balls. You can see that, as we said when he entered the ball game, he had a number of base on balls allowed this year. In fact, that's almost a frightening number, the one that he has. As there's a split-figure pitch swung on, has popped up into shallow left center field. It may not be deep enough to get the runner in, and it's not. It's going to be caught by the center fielder, Makihara. That's going to put Kobayashi away for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Oda. This is going to be the first time that Oda is coming to the bat, because he had replaced Urizabel, or who did he place in the lineup? He replaced Tori Fushimi. They still have the signs being flashed. It's Yuya Oda who's stepping to the plate. Oda is batting at .250 on the year. He's got himself 1 homer and 2 RBIs. Deal is he's got 8 stolen bases on the year. He bats here with 2 away and 2 on in the bottom of the 8th inning. And here comes the first offering from Fuji, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. There's a lot of time in between pitches. I know in Major League Baseball, they're talking about the pitch clock for next year and to speed up the pitches and so on and so forth. But this would be one of those situations. Fuji just takes so much time in between pitches. Here comes the 0-1 offering. And it is a fastball swung on and missed. That last pitch was at 97 miles an hour, and it's now 0-2 to Oda. Well, I think I'm coming right back with the same pitch again. Or maybe even the split finger here. Trying to get Oda to induce a swing. Here comes the 0-2 stuff. So Oda digs in, batting from the left side against the right-hander Fuji. He waggles the bat. Again, just the amount of time in between pitches. Get in the box, let's go. And Fuji just waits all kinds of time on the mound. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses outside. So now I'm going to get the stopwatch out on Fuji to see how long it's going to take him between pitches, as he does a tour of Osaka off the back mound. As he's rubbing up the baseball, ready to go again. He's not just putting us asleep, he's putting everybody asleep. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'll get to you the exact time from the ball hit his glove. This is like the Hanshin Tigers we were doing earlier in the year. Here comes the pitch. And that is a fastball that swung on and missed. It's strike 3, but the ball is fielded by Takuya Kai. They throw down to first base, and they're going to go to the VAR because they don't think it's in time. Oda may have beaten this one out. Unbelievable. I got to tell you, this has been absolutely a bizarre inning. Just watching some of this stuff. We're going to see this one again. The pitch was down in the dirt. Oda had swung on it. The home plate umpire said that he went. Kai tried to field the ball, then he stumbled as he falls to his knees. They ruled the runner out at first base, but I think this call is going to be overturned. I think the first base umpire tonight, whoever that is, has had an absolute atrocious night. Oda wasn't just safe, he was safe by about a half a step. We'll have to take a look to see if that would catch Sugimoto. Here comes the reversal right now, and that's exactly what it is. So it was a strikeout. I don't know if they're going to charge the Hawks catcher with an error or not on that one. And I'm just checking to see if Sugimoto had advanced home. They can't get you both. Yuma Mune definitely has moved up to second base. It's going to bring Yuma Tongu to the plate, who is already 0 for 1 tonight. So the bases are now loaded because Sugimoto did not advance to try to score on the strikeout by Yuya Oda. So Oda, the runner at first. The runner at second is Mune. The runner at third is Sugimoto. And Yuma Tongu stepping to the plate, who is 0 for 1. He's batting .239 on the year with 9 homers and 28 RBIs is Tongu. So he has some pop on the stick. The right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. Base hit here will score the game, or tie the game. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. And that is going to be a base hit. And they're going to throw on the brakes. And Yuma Mune is going to hold on at third. He almost got himself backdoor picked. A single and an RBI for Tongu. He's got himself a run batted in. It is going to score Sugimoto from third. It advances Mune to now to third. The runner, Oda, is going to stop at second. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. That is one of the more dangerous hitters in the lineup for the Orix Buffaloes. So the bases are going to remain loaded. They are full of Buffaloes. As Kai Nakagawa comes to the plate, Nakagawa is not an easy out by any stretch. He is officially 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single, he's struck out, and he's walked twice. So the crowd in Osaka is got the vibe going here as Nakagawa is going to bat with 2 out here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander, Fuji. This is going to be pitch number 23 of the inning. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Nakagawa. I think Nakagawa might want that one back. We're probably going to see a steady diet of the breaking of the split finger stuff from here on out. He does his job by getting ahead in the count here to Nakagawa. So the right-hander holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. So the right-handed hitting right fielder waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Fuji. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Fuji nods in agreement with Takuya Kai, and now he works set. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that's spiked into the dirt. Nice block by the catcher Kai. Last pitch there was probably about a 54-foot fastball. Ended up bouncing up, and Takuya Kai's not a big guy. believe if I remember correctly, they list him at 5'7" in height. I can tell you this, the marathon in between pitches for Fuji is going to continue here. He's well into the 20-second mark. And there is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. Nakagawa is down on strikes. He's retired for out number 3. Well, the Buffaloes, they get a run in the inning. There was 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was an error, and there were 3 runners left aboard. We are now through 8 complete innings. It is a 4-3 lead for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 9th inning when we return, and we'll update our ticker for you as well. We're a little behind. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a right hitter coming in for the Buffaloes. It's going to be Atsuya Okita, as he is taking on here. This is his rookie season in the NPB. It was the 7th pick in the 2021 draft. The 23-year-old has worked in 11 ball games. He has 10 2/3 innings under his belt. He's allowed 10 hits. He has walked 4, struck out 9, and he's got an ERA of 3.38. He'll be facing the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order. So Tsuya Kogita coming into the ball game here. This is pitcher number 5 used tonight by the Buffaloes. So Takuya Kai, and then the top of the order, Yukio Shudo and Masaki Momori. He faced the right-handed reliever. Kai has raised his season average up to 191. As Kogita kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that just misses for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. I'm not sure where that pitch was. It looked pretty good from our vantage point. So 1 ball and no strikes it is. Our friend Mick is in the house. He says he didn't expect to sleep that long. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. We didn't expect this game to be all that long either. That is a only game that is left going on here in the Pacific League. Other games are now finals in the Pacific. And here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. The Lions knocked off the Fighters 3-0. That game is a final as Yoza got his 10th win of the year. Cody Ponce took the loss. He's 3-5 for Hokkaido. The Golden Eagles knocked off the Marines 3-2 on the 3-run homer by Hiroto Kobakata in the bottom of the 8th. And so here comes the right-hander Kogita, who delivers a fastball. It's swung on. It is lifted down the right field line, but it's going to reach the seats. Keeps the count at 1-2 to Takuya Kai. Then in the Central League, it's in the bottom of the 9th inning. Is a 1-0 lead for the Tokyo Yakult Swallows for the Yokohama Dina Bay Stars. So here comes the 1-2 pitch now to Kai as he waggles the bat. Kogita kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Like I said, it's an off night. It might be an off night for all of us tonight. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. If I can get some sleep today, I'm going to try to call one of the Japanese games tomorrow night. All those games are going to go off at 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern. But that hinges upon how much sleep I'm able to get in the daytime or pregame for tomorrow. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Takuya Kai as Kogita rocks into the motion. He's got a very unique delivery, and he delivers a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. Friend Mick says normally Orix would have a 2-run lead, and Bay Stars would be up by 3. Well, it'll be an interesting bottom of the 9th inning when the Buffaloes come to bat, as they'll have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the order. I would expect that Levon Mainello will be coming out of the bullpen for the Hawks. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded. It's going to get through the 4-hole into right field. And Takuya Kai has won the battle as he's got himself a leadoff single here in the 9th inning, and that is going to bring up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. Well, one would have to think that it's going to be a bunt festival now. They're going to try to move him over and try to bang him home. But Takuya Kai does a nice job of being able to stick the bat out and ground it through the 4-hole. Breathe Deep says, when are you going to be doing picks again? I'm hoping I can get it done this week. I know that part of my problem is that I had that flight midweek, had some jet lag, and then we're back to doing some work here, so it's been a bit of a challenge. As the squaring to bunt is Shudo, and he takes the pitch inside. He was able to pull back. It's going to be ball 1 to him. That pitch misses inside. I would have to think that they are going to be crashing in, but if both the corners are crashing, if that's what their plan is here, will they pull the bunt back and maybe swing and slash? So here's the pitch. It is a fastball bunted. It is bunted foul down the third base line, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So back-to-back nights, we have 2 entertaining games. The Hawks really had an opportunity to put this one away early on against the Buffaloes. They had that 3-run homer in the first inning, and really it's been cricket since. They got the solo shot in the third by Mamori. But the one thing that has shown up tonight for the Hawks is they've got 3 errors in the ball game tonight. And that could be the difference maker. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander delivers it, it's popped up over on the first base side, diving. Did they make the catch as Yuma Tongu went out there? I can't tell if he made the catch or not. And that looks like it is going to retire Yukio Shudo. Terrible piece of bunting. Tongu raced down the first base line. There was no sign of the home plate umpire raising the right hand, but it was a nice catch, as he looks like he also face planted and ate a bit of turf. So a nice job by Tongu. And that is going to retire Shudo for the first out of the inning. So he fails to get his job. Our friend Mick says he talked to his dad. Hopefully I can catch a game when we go to Cali. Yeah, I think one of the things Mick was saying, I said, you should talk to Breathe Deep. When we see Demon Slayer in here, Demon Slayer is a San Francisco native. He can give you some insight on which ones you want to try to pick off. or where you want to sit or where the seats you want to get are. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Momori. Might be able to give you some insight to that when you catch him in the stream. He was in a little bit last night. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Breathe Deep said about the picks that we were making. Yeah, the last time out, I got kicked in the teeth. I think I went 1-5 in that last one, or 1-4, something like that, after going 5-0. So there's a check swing that is grounded foul down the third base line, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. It was like everything I touched turned to stone. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Momori. This game had all the earmarkings early on of being a fairly quick game, and now you're on that back side of the hour and 34. So I was saying earlier, it took an hour to play the first 3 innings, and then it took an hour and a half to play the next 3 innings. And now we're looking at an hour plus to play these 3 innings. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up into shallow center field. Coming over underneath it is Oda. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Momori for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kenta Emamiya. Our friend Breathe Deep says he doesn't always pick who we think we're going to pick, but it helps the pitchers decide the over and the unders. Yeah, certainly the starting pitchers is one, but one of the things that you have to, or I think that I'm going to do next year, is I'm going to log the bullpens and how much rest. That's sometimes, I mean, you see that in Major League Baseball. You see it also in, other types of ball, how much the pitchers, how much rest that they have. So even though you have a lineup, you got to make sure that who the pitchers are going to be used, especially if you got leads or not. There's a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count now is 0-1 to Kenta Emamiya. Emamiya tonight at the plate, he is officially 0 for 2. He has walked and scored a run. He has had a sacrifice bunt. He's flown to center, and he has struck out. So no balls and 1 strike to Emamiya, and he waits on the offering here from the right-hander Kagita. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is Nakagawa. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 9th inning. Well, they had a leadoff single by Takuya Kai, and they strand him aboard. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody checked that. 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is a 4-3 ball game for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is the left-hander Levon Moinello coming in to try to close this one out for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. The diminutive left-hander who is a fireballer is going to be making his 45th appearance of the year. He's looking to get his 21st save. He has a 1-1 record. He's worked 43 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 17 hits. He's walked 19 and has struck out 74 batters in those 43 and 2/3 innings of work. But on top of that, he has got an ERA of 0.82. So Moinello on in relief, the Cuban lefty, to take over here. He is going to be 27 years old after the season. So they've got themselves here coming up to bat. It is slated to come to bat. It is the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, but we do have a pinch hitter for the Fukuoka or for the Orix Buffaloes. We'll get you that here in a moment. As the first pitch is delivered from Moinello, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. This is Nishimura, who is the pinch hitter. We saw him hit a home run or hit another. This is Ryo Nishimura. Speaking of guys that are struggling at the plate, batting 129. There's a breaking ball that drops out just a bit outside for a 1-1 count. So Ryo Nishimura, he's got no homers and 5 RBIs, 4 for 31 on the year. He has got a tough assignment to face Levon Moinello. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a call strike. Count is now 1-2 strikes to Nishimura. Kind of like in last night's game where they had the guy batting who was 0 for 29. It was crazy. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled straight back, and the count remains at 1-2. It's not like Nishimura is raking the ball all over the park. So 1-2 strikes. As we are approaching the 4-hour mark on this game, unreal. Talk about how slow this one is. I can only imagine the Hawks and the Hanshin Tigers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. They appealed out to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go. Oh boy, now we're talking about some home cooking. That pitch there, it sure looked like he offered to me. We get the replay, and boy, did it ever look like it offered. The first base umpire here tonight, he is not going to be listing this game as one of his Hall of Fame memories. Should he be inducted into the NPB Hall of Fame? He has pretty much stunk it up on a bunch of occasions tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and there is a fastball that is swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Nishimura on strikes for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. Well, Yoshida strides to the plate. He is officially 0 for 3 tonight. He's bounced into a fielder's choice. He's flown to left and he has flown to right. He did walk and score the first run of the game for the Buffaloes back in the 6th inning. As here comes the first offering from the left-hander Moinello. Now holds set, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and in for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1-0 strikes. Once this game is over, we'll do a quick recap from around the NPB, and we'll call it a night. As I said, I contemplated possibly calling another ball game tonight, but that is not going to be the case. There is a breaking ball that is waved at by Yoshida, and the count goes even to 1-1. Couldn't quite hold up on that last pitch. Of course, this will probably be the night that it goes not only to extra innings, probably goes the full 12. So here's the 1-1 from Moinello. It's a Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Yoshida tried to tie the game up with that one swing of the bat. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Masataka Yoshida. Looks like the other game in the Central League as a final is the Swallows were able to shut out the Bay Stars 1-0. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the lefty delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. And this ball is going to get down in front of the left fielder, Yukio Shudo, and Masataka Yoshida's got himself a 1-out single. And that is going to bring up Yutaro Sugimoto to the plate. Well, for Sugimoto tonight, he has got 2 hits in his 4 trips. He's also struck out twice. Yoshida is going to be done for the night as he's going to get pinch run for. Yoshida did a pretty good job of staying inside the ball, and he was able to flare that one into left field. So they do have the pinch runner in for Yoshida, as the Buffaloes have gone to the bench. It's going to be Oshiro to run for him. So here is the right-handed hitting Sugimoto waiting on the offering from Moinello. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Sugimoto. Going to be very delicate here with the big fella for the Buffaloes. A home run here would be a sayonara home run if the Buffaloes could pull it off. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 0-2. So Moinello is way up on Sugimoto. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sugimoto here waiting on the offering from the left-hander Moinello, who works set. He's way ahead in the count here, and here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's the breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one here is going to put me into napping mode if we keep going like this. And here comes the 1-2 pitch as the lefty delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It is dropped by the third baseman. They throw to first. Is he safe? But they call him out. You got to think we're going to be going to see another review again. This first base umpire, Sugimoto, really got down the line well. I don't know if the Buffaloes have got it in them or not to be able to make that VAR call, or if they're out. We're going to get a look at it. Doesn't look like they're going up to it. It was bobbled there by the third baseman. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. They rule him out on a ground out 5-3. It's going to advance the runner Oshiro over to second base. He's come in to run for Masataka Yoshida, and that is going to leave it all up to Yuma Mune. Our friend Mick says we need some Last Wraps merch. Yeah, we got quite a bit of it. Actually, I'm a little bit light on it right now, to be totally blunt. So here comes the first offering from the left-hander Moinello to Yuma Mune. As the lefty holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Mune. Mune tonight has been on base twice. He reached on a fielder's choice and came around and scored on the error by the second baseman, Mamori. And then his last time up, he reached on an error by the first baseman. As we said, it hasn't been a pretty sight tonight for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, but they are down to their final out. There's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. I was at 95 miles an hour, and the count is now 1-1 strike to Mune. So 1-1 strike as Moinello ready to deliver here again to the left-handed hitting Mune, who wangles his bat. Moinello gets the sign from his catcher, Kai. As they check the runner over at second. Kick and deliver. There's a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt. The count is now 2-1. So 2-1 strike. We're hanging in here ourselves on this one as Yuma Mune is trying to keep it alive. A base hit here could potentially score that run from second base, and we could be playing some bonus baseball. Here comes the 2-1 now to Yuma Mune. And here comes the pitch as Moinello holds set. And he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to first. It is fielded by the first baseman, Nakamura, and he steps on the bag, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out for out number 3, and that will do it here. There was no runs, a 1 hit, no errors, and a 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds, and we'll give you the wrap-up of this one and everything around the league. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap this baby up, but we're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard from across the NPB. We'll start in the Central League. The only game that was going on earlier was the Tokyo Yakult Swallows knocking off the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars 1-0. It was 1-8-1 for the Swallows, 0-7-0 for the Bay Stars. Ogawa got the win. He's 7-8. Onuki takes the loss. He's 10-7. Scott McGuff got his 36th save of the season. Swallows beat the Bay Stars tonight. The other 2 games in the Central League, Shinichi Hanshin and Yamuri and Hiroshima get going in about 9 minutes' time. The games in the Pacific League are all finals. The Saitama Sipu Lions knocked off the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 3-0, 3-7-0 for the Lions, 0-5-0 for the Fighters. Yoza gets the win. He's 10-6 on the year. Cody Ponce takes the loss. He's 3-5. Masuda gets his 30th save. Takeya Nakamura hit his 11th home run. The final in Tohoku, it was a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th inning by Hirota Kopakata. 3-6-0 for the Golden Eagles, 2-4-1 for the Marines. Kishi gets the win. He's 8-9. Karakawa takes the loss. He's 2-1. Matsui gets his 30th save of the year. And then this one here, it was a 4-3 final. Well, the scoring came early, and then it was the Hawks playing where they had to hold on to capture the win. It was a 3-run shot in the first inning off the bat of Yuki Yanagita after a single by Momori, a walk to Imamiya, and then Yanagita went opposite field to put the Hawks up 3-0. They added to their lead in the 3rd inning. It was a solo shot to lead off the inning by Masaki Momori. That made the score 4-0, and the Hawks looked like they were going to blow this one apart. But not so, because the Orix Buffaloes came back with 2 in the 6th. A leadoff walk by Yoshida, a single by Sugimoto, and then Mune bounced into a fielder's choice of racing Sugimoto, so that put runners on the corners. And then a RBI single by T. Okada scored the first run for the Buffaloes. And then an error by the second baseman was able to allow Yumamune to come in to score. And that is your score at 4-2 through 6 innings. Well, the Buffaloes added another in the 8th. They had a single from Sugimoto to lead off the inning. He advanced to second on the error by the first baseman. Actually went all the way around to third. And then after a strikeout to Okada and a fly out to center field by Kobayashi, it was Oda who reached on an error that loaded the bases. And then Yumatongu hit a RBI single to knock home Yutaro Sugimoto with the third and final run of the ball game. Again, your final score tonight was 4-3. All right, everybody, check the schedule tomorrow. We may be back in again as we're going to be looking to do some late night baseball tomorrow night. We appreciate you guys all for being here. This is a tired one for us. We'll be back tomorrow, but keep an eye as to when and which game. Great night, everybody.